Here we go. I already wish I was drunk.
Alrighty, welcome everybody. It's the St. Patrick's Day special of movie night, and being that it's St. Patrick's Day special, I've replaced the usual whatever beer I grab first with some nice Guinness. So, that being said, welcome everybody. I'll very quickly go over the protocol. Everybody knows it, but I'll say it anyway. As we're watching tonight's videos, when something comes up that is so absolutely ridiculous that it merits a response or rebuttal, simply yell drink. I will stop the video and we'll have a nice drink, and the floor is yours to rebut to your heart's content. Then when you're done, whoever else wants to comment, then we continue with the video. So that is basically our protocol. Now, before starting tonight's feature film, Factard, hi, how you doing? Before starting tonight's feature film, we have one of our friends, one of our charter members, has been working on a project, and we felt it would be nice to show everyone. So, Andy, you ready to tell us what we're going to see in the pictures here?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll run it, and I'll stop at each picture and tell everybody about your project. Here we go.
All right. So this is the SolidWorks 3D CAD model of the new right ascension mount that I'm building for my 200 millimeter f1200 telescope. Was originally planning to mount the new telescope that I'm building onto it, but I decided to go with a fork mount for the big guy. The big guy is a ½ meter, and I just didn't feel comfortable putting something that large on a non-fork mount stand. So this is what my current 200 millimeter Newtonian reflector is going to wind up living on, and the build's going very well. It's direct driven from two 400 watt servo motors, one right ascension, one declination, naturally. And so far from the build process, what you could imagine being the azimuthal plate and the altitude adjustment kind of uprights, they're complete. The right ascension motor housing that also acts as the actual altitude adjustment of the telescope mount is complete. The declination motor housing is complete. And I'm pretty much just figuring out how I'm going to make almost 300 millimeter diameter telescope OTA rings at this point.
All right, you tell me when to move on to the next picture.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. What's this?
So in this picture, this is actually the uprights that you saw earlier for altitude adjustment and the, again, like I say, what you could consider the azimuthal adjustment base. There's no actual mechanical adjustment for azimuth in my design. I'm pretty much just gonna bolt the thing directly into my patio with a hammer drill and some concrete anchors and hope I get it right.
Okay, next picture.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, so in this one, you can see both of the 400 watt servo motors that drive right ascension and declination in my mount. The centrally located, very shiny, fresh out of the machining center aluminum body is the right ascension motor housing with half the side taken off so that you can see the interior, and one of the two of those motors actually sits completely inside of that entire subassembly that's actually made out of 6 components altogether, and oddly enough, has to be assembled from the outside in, and it sounds weird, and it is weird. I had to make my own custom hardware actually to put the thing together with left-handed screws that have an Allen hex on the end, the opposite end of the screw that you would normally find a Phillips brooch or a hex head or a Torx or anything like that. So the screws all start on the inside and actually get pulled out to the outside from through holes drilled through the casing.
That's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
It's
Next.
kind of a twisted monstrosity. I Frankensteined it quite a bit.
All right. On to the next picture.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. What's that?
All right. So in this one, the very round, very shiny bell-looking thing at the bottom, that is actually what the counterweight assembly will wind up bolting onto at the bottom of the declination motor housing. The piece immediately upper right to it is the primary declination motor housing that mounts to the right ascension motor housing. It's kind of just laid out piece by piece how it all winds up being assembled, and the large plate to the left is the bottom plate that attaches to a superstructure made out of an aluminum extrusion that's made by a company called 8020. They kind of coined themselves as being an industrial erector set, and they are spot on with that. I've built a CNC router in my garage out of their stuff. They have their own design software on their website where you can actually do all of your own 3D CAD. You don't even need external 3D CAD. You can build all kinds of machines and put them together, and if you want, buy the components. If you don't. I use them every day for the work that I do, making industrial machines, and it's a phenomenal company based out of Ohio. They do a great job, and that's how all of this actually winds up turning into a tripod, is with all of their aluminum extrusion and connectors and joining plates and pivot hinges and linear guides.
Nice. Next picture.
Sure.
Alrighty.
All right, so this actually was just last night when I got done machining the uprights and was doing a test fit. This was the right ascension motor housing minus the motor, sitting on my counter and just doing a quick test assembly to make sure everything was going to go ahead and fit the way it was supposed to. And sure enough, everything wound up going together exactly as planned.
Very good.
So,
alrighty, here we
next
go.
one.
There we go.
Oh, this was a couple of days ago after I got done machining all of the billet aluminum components for all of the motor housings, and this is the test assembly of the right ascension motor housing on the right hand side, declination motor on the left hand side naturally, and a whole lot of wires that I've now got to figure out how in the world I'm going to fit into a single plug and program in Linux. Going to be a blast.
Sounds like it. All right, here we go. Alrighty.
And this is after today's work of about 6 hours worth of sandblasting all of the machined aluminum components, minus the ones that are obviously still nice and shiny silver. I went with stainless steel hardware because that's generally what we use on the machines that we build at my job, and the contrast just seemed to work right, so I left some of the parts unfinished and just raw machined aluminum, and this is the entire sub-assembly minus the vertical and the tripod that is going to wind up being my new telescope mount.
There we go. All right, I think that was the last photo, was it not? All right.
Well, leave that photo up. I've got one question and one comment.
Yeah.
The comment is aluminium. The question is, how does the cat stick on the mount?
I generally use Velcro with the cat.
Okay.
Unfortunately, where I have limited counter space and I have to build this thing on the same counter that his food happens to be on, so the cat's generally in most of the pictures.
I mean, sadly, it looks like a death hammer for the cat if he eats wrong.
Sort of does.
It could potentially be seen that way.
It reminds me of those death robot battles they had on the Discovery Channel like every winter.
Here's
Oh
a
god,
question.
Robot Wars.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Loved Robot Wars.
I don't know. All I know is the Mythbusters hosted it like every damn time.
There's
Yeah,
awesome
like that
there's awesome
before
replays of
Mythbusters.
Robot Wars, like they just condense them all down to the greatest battles and work your way through it without all the fluff on YouTube. Check it out. They're great.
Oh yeah, I spent about 6 hours watching that the other night.
All right, here's a question on the mount. Now, the cutouts that are directly adjacent to the adjustment knob, for artistry, or for weight.
Artistry.
That's what I thought. I like the look of that. All
Yeah,
right.
it just looked cool.
I agree, and
Kind
it
of
helps.
the same thing with doing some finished aluminum, some raw machined aluminum. It just kind of looked cool.
I agree.
Special guest. Special guest.
Uh-oh, special guest is here. Red has joined. Howdy, Red.
Sip.
How are you doing?
Ask me after this beer.
You're gonna
Okay.
need a few of them with this hangout.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way, everybody. Okay. Should I issue the blanket apology now?
It would be best. Yes.
All right. Yeah, just to get out of the way, just so I don't have to apologize every time something stupid pops out of this video. We will be watching tonight Testing Globetards, Flat Earth Asshole versus Cool Hard Logic.
Nice.
I'm sorry. My sincerest apologies.
Why did I come here? Why did I come here? I had a nice night with this beer. I could have just been staring at the ceiling. Nope, here I am.
It was the message I sent saying kittens would be involved, right? No, well, all right. It was a trick. I apologize. All right.
There's still a cat on the screen.
There was a
There's still
cat.
on the screen.
There's
All right.
still a cat on the screen.
Okay. There we go. All right.
You win this round, Cy.
Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
All right. Very good. Here we go. Everybody, remember the rules. If you didn't call drink, wait for the person who did call drink to finish. Then you can add or respond or whatever you like. Here we go. And it's not my fault. Okay, I'm offended already.
Greetings, dear viewer. So this is the first part of a new series that will pick through the manure pile of ball earthers.
Vince, apparently they prefer the word globe-tard.
Eh? Oh, how very quaint.
Globetards believe they live on a cartoon spinning ball in an infinite space vacuum. The only proof these mental defectives have are cartoon composites and computer-generated images provided by the government, which they saw on television.
Drink.
Globetards were in...
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is your friendly neighborhood cyanide, and we also have the ISS.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's one thing.
just wanted to jump in here as much as I do this begrudgingly so, but this first few minutes of this video is actually very well produced, and I thought it was kind of funny how he did this little mock-up of Cool Hard Logic, even though how much I hate the guy, but I got to give him props for this little bit right here in the beginning, and then it turns to absolute shit. But
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with saying that. I've often commented on the production value of several of the videos that we've kind of pretty much trashed. So, duly noted.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Indoctrinated to reject any notion of a god or higher power, and instead they choose to wave their hands while proclaiming that the earth they live on was created by a magical explosion.
Expansion.
Because of reasons. Globetrotters believe the earth was formed right in the perfect area next to the sun, known as the Goldilocks zone. This
Drink.
area of...
Okay, you're up.
Andy here. Am I the only one that just heard the Pope say a couple of days ago that even the Catholic Church believes that evolution is real?
Oh yeah, I was. That's been for a while.
What is this guy getting at? I mean, Pope John Paul even said the evolution.
Conspiracy.
It's real. It happens. Just shut up.
Well, yes.
Well,
but
you see, bud, I want to cut you off, but these kinds of people already believe the Catholics are like basically Satanists or something. So whatever the Pope says is like, yeah, it's fake.
that is also true.
Good
All
point.
right.
The Pope is fake news.
Fake news. Moving on. Here we go.
Their magical infinite space vacuum is where everything is just perfect for life to not only survive, but to thrive as well. And of
Drink.
course, Globetrotters.
Okay.
He said in the magical space a vacuum where life is just perfectly suited to survive. It's like, no, most of the Earth wants to kill us, and nothing off the Earth can keep us alive. So I don't know what you mean.
I'm not entirely sure he knows what he means. All
Yeah,
right.
true. None of us quote unquote globetards believe that any of this is magical or that it's set up perfectly. That's totally false.
Indeed.
I mean, just try to go live in the desert perfectly, like without water and stuff, because you can't.
Odds are. Okay.
Choose to believe that this is all due completely to random cosmic luck. They also believe that this same cosmic luck is what helped their 8-brain ancestors to evolve from primates into the bright, shiny globetrotters that they are today.
Drink.
Basically,
Okay.
We are apes.
Quite true.
Evidence
We didn't evolve
this video.
from apes. We are apes.
Indeed.
their
You're just
argument
very smart
boils
ones.
down to, but, my science book! They can't even agree on whether or not their cartoon world is a sphere or an oblate spheroid.
This again.
Just after the nearest
Drink.
globetrotter.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sean. The amount of oblateness is so insignificantly small on the scale of the Earth. It's just not perfectly sphered. That picture is a huge exaggeration.
I'm willing to bet we're going to see some more exaggerations in the very near future. Let's see.
But my science book.
God tells you it is actually a
that was good.
pear-shaped world. They will then cite Neil deGrasse Tyson saying,
Did I call it?
All right, drink,
So-
please drink.
Okay. Yep.
How many times do we have to tell these mathematical deficient fucking idiots, dude? Jesus. When someone says pear-shaped, like I'm allowed to, say something kind of looks like something without it literally looking like that thing. People do it all the time. It's called a figure of speech.
Indeed. I would agree.
Whatever, pear-tard.
Pear tart. I like it.
as their proof. Another thing Globetrotters can't seem to get straight is the height at which the supposed curvature becomes visible on their spinning cartoon paroid. Some Globetrotters will tell you they can see the curvature of the Earth from on top of a mountain.
Here's a photo from a very high mountain overviewing the valley below.
Let it go.
And what you see here
Let it
is the
go.
curvature of the Earth.
We can't stop every 3 seconds. Let it go.
I myself have been on a very high mountain like this, and I've seen the curvature of the Earth, and I told myself, wow, I can see the curvature of the Earth from here.
While other Globetrotters claim they can see the curvature from out an airplane window.
Genius, what about the images I see with my own naked eyes when I'm on a plane? Sometimes when I'm on a plane, I can see the Earth's curvature from the plane.
But the smartest of all globetrotters will contradict his fellow ball worshippers and proclaim one must be much higher than that in order to see the supposed curvature of the magical tilting pear rock.
Oop, not a drink moment, but take a look at the public chat. I was actually going to interrupt and say it's not just the height, it's also your field of view. Take a look at Elwin. Elwin has commented that 35,000 feet with a 60-degree angle of view will do. That was beat me to it. I was going to mention that height without field of view does not make much of a difference.
This alone gives us a valuable insight on the fast pace of globe-trot research, because all they had to do at some point was open their minds and use the senses they were created with to find out. Despite this, these vacant-minded globe guzzlers think they can make pronouncements about reality even though they have never actually lived in it. So now that we have set the scene of who we're dealing with, let's get crocking.
She can't climb stairs, by the way, so...
Flatards think there is a global conspiracy to hide the shape of the Earth. A conspiracy that dates back to antiquity, yet is all due to NASA and the United Nations, organisations formed in 1958 and 1945 respectively. What these mental defectives have yet to do is explain why the shape of the Earth is so significant that such a concerted effort to hide its shape would be necessary.
Here we go.
So this is the cool hard logic I've heard so much about.
Knew it had to go south.
What does he do to open up his video? He opens up with a cartoon picture of the globe. Wow, way to go, buddy. Good one. Which one is that? Oh, I recognize that. Ball crap. That's NASA's Blue Marble 2.0. That's one of the pieces I like to use to open up my friends' minds as to how fake their world is.
I'll bet it is.
So here's NASA's Blue Marble 2.0.
Drink.
And if you Google
know what's coming.
Earth...
Okay, you might have beat me to it. I bet you know what's coming too. Go ahead.
Well, first off, I know where you're going, but the point I wanted to make was he just looked at Cool Hard Logic's picture and said that was the Blue Marble 2.0, and then he switched pictures and says this is the Blue Marble 2.0. There's only one 2.0. Why is he showing two different pictures and saying they're both the same thing?
I believe it's because he thinks it's a single model in CGI, so they would use the same model and call it Globe Earth 2.0 or whatever the hell he said.
I wouldn't go so far to say that he thinks, but that really wasn't the only time he was purposely deceptive in that one, short little time frame right there. He also said that's the picture he likes to show his friends. I would wager that the guy doesn't have any friends. So,
all right, we're right.
Drink.
Okay. Wait a minute. Was that a post-comment drink? We can't do that. You gotta say drink first. All right.
And you had a drink moment too, Si. Go ahead.
I don't. Let's wait, because generally folks that start bringing up the blue marble always go in one direction. Let's see if it actually happens.
From space, and you go to the image results, you'll notice that all of the pictures of the globe look like cartoons in CGI. That's because they are. Now,
okay.
As you can see, if you Google Earth from space, one of the first images that pops up is NASA's Blue Marble 2.0.
And?
Which is featured in Cool Hard Logic's opening scene. Now what you want to do is click on that image, bring it up, and then you want to zoom in on the bottom left-hand patch of clouds, right here.
Yep, could have called it.
Now, if you are to zoom in on these clouds, you'll notice something kind of strange. It looks as if these clouds copy and pasted themselves.
Okay, drink. I know everybody knows this, but I called it first. This is the Robert Simon creation, is it not? NASA has never claimed that this was a photograph of the Earth. As a matter of fact, they've disclosed how it was made, which was with the Terrasat, which is in a polar orbit. And as the Earth turned under it, it took stripes. And then the stripes were assembled and put over a computer model of a sphere. and then they jazzed it up a bit to look like what the Earth was expected to look like. But it was not put forth as this is a photograph of the Earth.
You're expecting them to actually do research into that? Oh, wow.
Anyway, but yes.
Don't act surprised is all I'm saying.
I'm shocked. But yeah, and there were clouds were added where there were missing areas in the stripes of coverage. But at that time, things were taken by satellites in low Earth orbit. They had to be done in stripes like that because you couldn't get a single shot image of the whole planet. Lucky for us, we can now.
Well, to be fair, we've actually been able to do single shot images of Earth for a long time. It's just they've been all in black and white, or they're all in infrared, or just single wavelengths. So they would still have to make composites out of them. They just have to layer one color on top of another for the entire image. But yeah, for a high detailed, high resolution picture, they had to use polar orbit satellites.
Indeed.
Which, of course, is just compositing all the stripes together into one larger picture.
Yep. That led to a bunch of
guys
issues with these flat tards. The issue was that for the images that were from like a geostationary orbit, because they were such low detail or in black and white, they would just say, wow, you expect me to believe this crap? And then you give them high resolution detailed images, and it's like, oh, it looks like CGI, like you get in Transformers. It's like, I can never fucking win with these people.
Himawari 8.
I know. You know, it's like we have, what, 11,000 by 11,000 photos of the Earth now that's given to us once every 10 minutes, and that's not good enough for you dipshits? Seriously,
yes.
Fuck off then. There's nothing I can do.
Why so many of the photos are actually in grayscale imagery and other wavelengths of light. They don't recognize the scientific value of being able to sit down and measure the density of clouds for weather purposes because you're not using color. You're
well, it's because they don't understand science, but
they don't understand the shit that comes out their own face hole.
Yes.
Agreed, and they seem to be under the impression that NASA's real mission should be to produce photographs to address concerns that the flat Earth community has.
Yeah,
that
priority
seems to,
one.
and
yeah,
and of course the logic of if you find one picture that is falsified, which they publicly said was, it was not an actual photograph. If you have one that's obviously they're all false, we never went to the moon, and everything is just a big lie.
It's kind of like saying, aha, I knew it. After a long, detailed, painstaking amount of research, I figured out that Red's rhetoric drives a red Trans Am. I never hit that detail. In fact, I said on my channel, don't lie to me.
Exactly like that.
It wouldn't surprise me if obviously these exact same group of people would sit down and they would tell Astronomy Live, you weren't looking at the sun through your telescope on your live cast 2 days ago.
You see, fellas, but you all made the critical mistake of admitting that a computer was used and that it is not the literal picture of the Earth. So they get to say now for like the next 3 weeks, ha ha ha, globetards, I got you now.
It's like I can expect this part of the hangout to be quote mine to hell and back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Be like,
if you're on the Twitter feed, you saw the slides that I shared.
Yeah, I count on it. I count on it.
I have film.
Yes, actual physical film. All right.
Yeah, I actually got that argument from a flat earther on one of my Himawari videos. Is why don't we have actual pictures from space? Well, to make a picture on film, we have to send something up with a actual camera that uses film. Then we have to take the pictures out there, and then we have to retrieve the camera so we can develop the film. The cost is just insane on a retrieval.
And why would one do that if we can transmit the images today? It's
digitally, yes.
All right.
All right.
If they want to go with the whole digital route, then everything they see on YouTube is CGI.
All right, let's go ahead and continue on with this polished turd of a video.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if in nature clouds have learned to copy and paste themselves, but apparently these ones have. So yeah, your world is photoshopped. Not only is it photoshopped, it's admittedly photoshopped because it has to be.
It is photoshopped, but it's
not a drink moment, but I've actually challenged flat earthers to actually examine any frame, any picture from Himawari, and look for any copy paste. One example, and I would take it on all of my Himawari videos.
No takers?
None of them have come up with a challenge.
I offered something similar to that. They only have to pretty much do exactly the same thing that Himawari is doing for one day, one solid day. Give me, CGI Earths that look just as good, that we can make predictions that actually comport with the weather in certain areas, and then I would give you $5,000 in a blowjob.
They're gonna come back with, give me $50 million a day, and I can do whatever you want.
Yeah, of course.
Actually, they haven't even come back with that yet. And this has been 2 years since I started putting up
Two fucking years. Good stuff.
To be fair, those clouds looked suspiciously like the sponge brush tool in Photoshop, and there's your evidence right there.
Okay. Moon hoax. Moving on.
It is Photoshop, but it has to be.
Yeah,
it is Photoshop, but it has to be.
Oh my.
What these mental defectives have yet to do is explain why the shape of the Earth is so significant that such a concerted effort to hide its shape would be necessary.
Why would they lie to us? Simply put, they lie to us to make us believe in what is not, so we never actually know what is.
Profound.
Profound. Doesn't really say anything, though.
I love that
not
quote of
even a
his.
reason
He's been
to
saying
lie.
that shit for a minute, and that is just so stupid.
Side strike. Do me a favor.
Yes.
If you can, go back to that little quote real quick. Just go back to it so I can do this properly.
Let's hop back. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna do this properly now. Drink. Red's Rhetoric. I'm that ugly fuck from Florida. The same ugly fuck that's gonna see a Delta IV launch tomorrow. Bitches be jealous. Okay, so let's see. Simply put, they lie to us to make us believe in what is not. Why? So we never actually know what is. Why? You never answered the question of why. You just simply said, "Oh, it's to make us believe what's not." We're trying to go a little bit deeper than that, you fucking idiot. Why?
CHL did directly ask why they're hiding it.
Yeah, why they're hiding it. Okay, we understand their intention. Their intention for hiding it is to make us think something else. That doesn't answer why they're doing the shit in the first place. So once again, why is there this fucking effort, if there actually is a fucking effort, which by the way there isn't, and I will back that up, that assertion, like you flat earth fuckheads. Why is there this effort to hide the flat earth? Give me an actual reason.
Jakey Poo can only go about as deep as his BB gun can put a pellet into a sand mound.
All right. I think that was responded to quite well. Here we go.
Why would they lie to us? Simply put, they lie to us to make us believe in what is not, so we never actually know what is.
Why?
There might be more land out there that they're hiding from us. Why would they want to hide more land? Well, imagine if resources...
Keyword, imagine.
...such as gold, silver, oil. Imagine if these resources aren't scarce. Imagine if they're plentiful. Imagine that there's other lands out there, untouched, unclaimed.
Okay, drink. This large circle at the base of both of these arrows apparently represents our flat Earth. And there might be other lands that are other flat Earths. Is that correct by this picture? Pretty much what he's trying to portray?
I think it just looks like a whole bunch of dukes got dropped on an AE map.
But if I remember correctly, this larger circle, circle is pretty much where we are, and we have a sun and a moon spinning around above us on a firmament. Now, if the sun and the moon are doing that, so these other lands live in perpetual darkness. Is that what he's trying to say? I mean,
why would you want to live in a place that's dark all the time? That doesn't sound like fun.
They're trying to hide the dark place.
This really doesn't pertain to a lot of what's being asked right now, but I gotta say, I've been real curious to tap into the work server one night and actually run an FEA analysis to find out how damn thick, and what material would the glass of the firmament need to be made out of to actually exist?
Okay, I already figured that out. Keyword magic. It needs to be made out of magic. Just fucking magic, okay?
Well, I don't know how to magic a finite element analysis.
Well, you got to remember it's keeping all the water of the entire universe out as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just debunk this real quick. Oh yeah, drink. The fact is that we humans are greedy bastards, especially the ones in power. That's kind of a thing that we humans are really good at, is taking shit that isn't ours. And when it came to like this scenario, you would think that one person would be like, this is bullshit. Why should we, honor this treaty? We're just going to go apeshit on this. I mean, after all, Russia has no problem with annexing, territories that isn't theirs. I mean, Hitler tried to do it with all of Europe, and, the United States was pretty successful in doing it with Indian land. So I'm pretty sure that eventually shit would get a little bit stressed, and we would be like, look, there's other land out there. But nobody has broken this little secret contract. Nobody has decided to do what's best for their own nation and their own economy. You really think that if there was so much material beyond the ice wall that no one, like Greece, for example, wouldn't be going apeshit over the amount of gold and diamonds or whatever the fuck is over there? Like,
well, clearly the Greys are holding a gun to all of the people's heads in power. It's obviously the Greys.
Oh, don't mix your conspiracies. The flat earthers don't believe in space, so they can't be Greys.
Exactly.
Well, they can be Greys from another pond.
It's like listen, I have this really embarrassing photo of you from the PP party. So if you don't 86 your shit, I'm just saying, this photo goes on Twitter.
All right, let us move on, shall we?
If you could get to it, you could stake out a claim, take as much as you want. Now that's happened before, and it could possibly happen again. Maybe that's something worth lying about. Other land, other worlds, more resources. What if there's people on these lands? What if there's people on these lands who don't know that we exist? It kind of makes you think about the long-lost city of Atlantis.
Drink, no.
Or where all my socks go.
Everything he just said bears no resemblance to any of the mythology surrounding Atlantis. None. That was just dumb.
Yeah, that was pretty retarded. Honestly.
I really hope this guy does not know anything about the existence of the Anarcha-Theron device.
I doubt he can pronounce it.
I don't even think I pronounce it right. I'm pretty sure I pronounce it wrong, actually.
It was close enough so we know what you meant.
Sort of like aluminium.
Fine. 6061 T651.
Moving on.
Yes, still begs the question.
Maybe it's just, I don't know, 100,000 miles to your right.
That's relative.
Now let's go the opposite way. There could be a dome or a firmament over your head.
Keyword could be.
Good.
That's something worth lying about. Why would they lie about that? Oh, I don't know, because it completely disproves the Big Bang. And 100% proves that we are divinely created.
Drake, non sequitur. Non sequitur. The existence of a dome over us in no way indicates divine creation. It indicates there's a dome and a need for further research. Just my opinion.
I have something to add about this too. What's really funny about him bringing up the firmament right here, in the comment section of this video of his, he rails another flat earther for bringing up the firmament. He's like, that's not what everybody believes. You better back that shit up with fact. I'm not even lying.
You're expecting consistency, I see.
Not only that, there be like, I can just imagine that. Guys, we have breaking news. There's glass in the sky. Okay, what does it mean for us? Absolutely nothing. Your lives will not change whatsoever. The economy is still shit. Trump is still president. There's just glass in the sky now. Okay.
But
thanks.
You're all special.
You're all special now. Yeah, we're so special that we're constantly getting fucked over, right? Yeah, sounds good.
Extra special fucked.
Quick, hide it from everyone. All right. Here we go.
Urgently, by a higher power of some kind.
Of some kind.
Now, if we live in an enclosed system, that means man can't leave and go to any other worlds. That means we are special.
There it is. There it is. That's the motivation for all of this. All of this started because somebody wanted to feel special as the pet of their invisible man in the sky. That's the motivation for all of this crap.
The motivation to make this a conspiracy, though, is for us to not be special, because apparently feeling special is only for the select few that know better.
Aha.
Never thought of it like that, did you?
I had not. Interesting.
Oh, that's because you're not a fucking idiot.
All right, moving on.
It's just us. We aren't a speck of nothingness in an infinite space vacuum. We are very special if this is the case. If this is the only world covered by a dome.
Halt. In his earlier picture, did he not show that to not be possible? I mean, other lands.
Now, why would they lie? Oh, I don't know. How about $18 billion annually?
Okay, that's not a drink moment, but I would like to draw everyone's attention to this 0.5% out of every one of your tax dollars, 1/2 of 1 penny. That's what he's railing about. Looks big as 18.4 billion. It's not so big as 1/2 of 1 cent per tax dollar.
It reminds me of that. What was the movie where I think it was like a Spy Kids or something, where the bad guy had like put all of New York City under hostage and only asked for $1 million.
Well,
I mean, you'd be getting a lot more than 18.4 billion.
Also, to point out, these are the records from 2011. NASA's budget has gone down every year since then. Just saying.
I wasn't paying a lot of attention because it was just too damn depressing, but wasn't there just a major cut that knocked out a few really interesting programs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the budget has gone down every year since 2011. Actually, before then, but since he's pointing out the 2011 budget, yeah, it's less than $18.4 billion now, dude. Do some, up-to-date research.
Indeed. Yeah, I heard the asteroid redirect project is permanently on hold.
Yep. And on top of that, with the budgets continually going down, I guarantee you that the flat Earth bitching is just going to get louder and louder. It's like, listen, guys, have you actually seen how the budget is declining?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to take it as a win because their research is out in NASA, so they're not getting as much money anymore.
Yeah,
that's how they're going to take it.
Then they're going to sit down and they're going to take a look at Blue Horizon and SpaceX, and they're going to call on the government to call out the private industry guys that are lying to them.
Oh yeah, by the way, Blue Origin.
Blue Origin, my bad.
It's all right, no problem. I forgive you this time.
I know.
Don't worry, I'll make the mistake multiple times.
All right, here we go.
If NASA gets to steal $18 billion from their taxpayers, well, even if you don't believe anything else I've told you, the bottom line could be they stole your money for a fake trip to the moon. They stole your money for a fake rover on Mars. They stole your money to show you CGI and cartoon pictures.
Okay, you're up.
My fucking blood is on Mars from building the goddamn Phoenix Mars lander and all of the parts that I made for Starsis. That shit is real. It is not fucking fake, you dumb flat-headed shit.
Thank you.
This is a very personal issue for you, is it not?
Well, I bled on some of the parts while I was machining them, and it was obviously cleaned off and didn't actually go, but...
Right.
There's got to be a...
You get the point. I mean, for the love of God,
a very good friend of mine builds satellites for a private company, and I've seen thousands of pictures of the clean rooms in the high bays, and I know that shit does not go if it has a fingerprint on it.
Well, no, I mean, it couldn't even leave our machine shop if it had a fingerprint on it, let alone through any of the actual rigorous testings. Just, this isn't some weird conspiracy. These were jobs that I took so that I could pay my bills and keep the roof over my head, unlike Jeranism.
Actually, that's another good point you make there. That this 18.4 billion, it's not like they're getting the money, they're stuffing it in their pockets and running off with it. It's going
right back into
there are employees.
Right back into the general public's pocket.
Absolutely. There are NASA employees that have to get paid. There's equipment, but forget about the stuff, because they'll make various claims about that. But they employ people directly at NASA. They employ a myriad of subcontractors, which again is pumping money into economies. It's putting people to work and letting them feed their families. I don't see that as a problem.
Not only that, but let's just say you're at a position where you're the last guy to sign off on whatever satellite or rover is going to space. Now, keep in mind, what did you have to do to get to that position where you are the guy to sign off on it? I imagine a shitload of really hard work and education. You had to dedicate your entire life to getting to that position where you are in that position of power. Now, this is just me. If I worked my ass off to get to that position, only to sign off on something to watch that machine go into the crusher and it be remade as some CGI bullshit to spew off into the masses, I would not be quiet about it. Fuck the paycheck.
I would agree.
Exactly. I can't imagine the amount of work that I've put into some of the things that I've built, some of the things that I've watched other people build. If that was all just a fat sack of crap that went to a trash heap, oh, we'd be livid.
Yeah.
We'd be waging wars.
All right, so this is sort of a personal issue to you then. I understand.
Yeah.
It's a horribly personal issue to me because these flat-tards call people out like me that do make satellite components, and they say that people like me are part of some weird grand conspiracy to hide God or whatever the hell it is, and it's horribly insulting. It's bullshit.
I have to agree. Alrighty, let us see if we can make some progress. We're almost 9 minutes in. Here we go.
Pictures of the globe. $18.4 billion annually.
Already addressed.
That might be another reason to lie. So you said flat earthers are yet to explain why hiding the shape of the earth would matter and why it's important? Well, now you can't say that anymore because I just did.
Actually,
okay, you're up.
Since he's addressing CHL's initial question is, why have they been lying about this since the beginning of time, not since the beginning of NASA? He's not addressing that at all.
No, he's not.
Mm-hmm. No, this is just me, but before, back in the day when we were like hunter-gatherers and shit like that, and we could go wherever the fuck we wanted, and we didn't have to answer that any nation or any border or whatever the fuck, what was stopping them? Just as a, just a quick question.
Freemasons, checkmate.
See, I can get that one. By the firmament ground, Red, it is extremely cold. It is so cold, dude.
It's cold.
So cold.
It's cold.
That's
yeah.
So that's why then.
So Eskimos didn't.
Yeah, because ice wall.
Okay, ice wall. There we go.
Ice wall. There we go.
All right, moving on.
Already done this before.
Like never mind. Seeing like a solar eclipse or whatever, and thinking the gods are pissed off at you. Nope, ice wall.
Ice wall does it. Got you.
GG.
I'm just glad we can predict when God's gonna be pissed. That's all I can say.
It does come in handy.
Every time I masturbate.
And where is and the exact people under which he's going to be given his smite.
Yeah, God is gonna be very pissed at all of America on August 21st.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Several times in several of my other videos. But of course, you were too busy beating off while watching Cartoon Network to actually do
ad hominem.
Any real research on this subject before you started opening up your fat yap. Next argument.
Hold here before you start.
Yes.
To be fair, with as much ad homs that CHL does, I don't think we can call him out for an ad hom in his video.
Oh, all right. Heck. Okay. So we're just going to have to focus on the stupid, you're saying?
Yes.
I
I normally don't say that, but CHL does use a lot of ad homs in his videos. So
don't worry, we shan't flounder.
I might interject right now. I was not beating off to cartoons. I was beating off to Voyager pictures, damn it.
7 of 9. 7 of 9.
That's where your Pornhub's where it's at, man.
Oh, 7 of 9. All right.
Oh,
Moving
yeah.
on.
All 7 of 9.
I'm more of a DePaul kind of guy.
Really? Okay.
I just have a thing for dark-haired chicks with short hair and curvy ears. What? Sue me.
Understand. Here we go. Yes?
I was going to say, to be fair, Deanna Troy and Jadzia Dax both had nude scenes. So
Yeah, Jadzia. Yeah, she wins.
Okay. That was the one. Oh, Jesus. Like, why can't I remember her name? I met her at Goddard.
Davy Farrell.
Oh, boy.
All right, moving on.
I was actually originally talking about actual, like, you know, the spacecraft, Voyager, not Star Trek.
All right, fine. That Illuminati stuff you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that made it so much better, Andy. Thank you.
Here we go.
Now we know why you like Machine Shop so much.
Careful not to get your beep in a vice.
So when you say "here we go," mean it. Go for it.
We're going.
Are examples of an azimuthal equidistant projection. One of many ways of projecting a three-dimensional spheroidal surface onto a two-dimensional one. If you've ever tried flattening out an orange peel into a nice map of its former self, you'll have noticed the problem. Presenting a rounded 3D surface in 2D means that something has to give.
There would be no reason for me to do that in the first place.
Drink, jackass. It's a metaphor. Sorry, carry on.
Because it is completely nonsensical and it's a total waste of time.
In the case of an azimuthal equidistant projection, what stays intact? Lines of longitude radiate from the center of this polar projection, so directions from the center point will be represented correctly. In fact, the center point is the only point on this projection where one can determine the direction and distance to any other point correctly. For other points, only distances along lines of longitude will be consistent with reality. Distances and directions between any other 2 points will be incorrect. Consequently, shapes and areas are also incorrect, and become increasingly distorted the further from the center of the map they are. We'll come back to that. The azimuthal equidistant projection does have some practical applications, but for general navigation, the problems highlighted mean it's an absolute clusterfuck.
Okay.
The globe is fictional. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
So if we were to draw some lines of latitude and longitude around this fictional premise, therefore the lines would also be fictional. Yeah, you can start with ball crap. You can draw lines around the ball crap, and guess what? Your lines are also ball crap. So if I was to cut this globe open and try to spread it out into a map of its former spheroidal self, yeah, I would run into a problem. The map wouldn't be right, because this wasn't right to begin with. This is fake. So if I try
Okay.
Logic.
Okay. All right. Hang on. I got this.
Okay.
Does he not seem to understand that we have the ability of measuring distance for ourselves to see if it can make sense on any fucking flat Earth map?
I'm gonna say no.
No. So the thing is that we actually we have a gentleman who's in our little community. His name is Hogtie. And what he does for a living is he's a surveyor. He knows how to actually do surveys, and he has done surveys all across Canada. That's his job. And he realizes that there is a problem when trying to put his findings on any kind of flat Earth map. They never work. And so if you have raw data and you need to affix that data to a surface in what makes sense, guess what never makes sense? Flat crap. And so that ball crap that you're currently holding onto, which by the way is a pillow, you fucking idiot, that is the only surface in which the raw data itself makes sense. You need to deal with that in some way, shape, or form in a way that it makes sense on a flat Earth. By the way, good fucking luck with that. When you figure it out, come find me and I'll give you a blowjob.
Right.
Woohoo!
No, I'm all for freedom of speech. But I request that no human ever says the phrase "ball crap" again, because that just hurts.
Okay.
Prepare to get hurt some more. Hey, Si, I
Oh,
was
God.
wondering if you chose this video for St. Patty's Day because he's wearing a Guinness shirt right here.
Look at
Or
that.
is that just a wild coinkydink?
Oh man.
Look at that. You found the secret. I'm so intelligent. That was part of that bullshit. No, that's just coincidence.
Wild.
I was trying to sound all planning ahead there, but nah, nothing like that.
I want to say at this point, Karma's a bitch.
No, I gotta raise a question here.
Okay.
Not the only thing you raised, I assume.
Generally not. I want to. I know it's not Pick's constant. Is it Pick's theorem that's used to describe mathematically the area of anything on a goddamn, what's the right wordage? Planar surface graph. If that, it works mathematically. I think I'm using the wrong terminology here, but it does work mathematically. And if the flat Earth were right, we would be able to use that constant to define the flat Earth. So I dare any single one of them to take my slightly buzzed, well, slightly more than buzzed, lightly drunken stupor and go ahead and use, God, somebody else here has to know what I'm talking about. Pick's constant.
I have to say I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, I'm familiar too.
Anybody? Bueller? Anybody?
Hogtie might know.
Where's
know
Steve
that
McRae when you need him?
I know the that there's some formulas that I use in my videos, and there's terminology revolving around them that I don't even know. I'm like, whoa, why don't you know them? Because
Give me a minute and I'll look it up and I'll get back to you. But I think it's either Pick's constant or Pick's theorem. I know it's Pick's something.
Okay.
Basically, mathematically speaking, we're able to figure shit out. And the one thing we have figured out just by looking at the raw numbers and the raw data and doing the math ourselves is that flat Earth is bullshit. This guy is just assuming that the lines are fake and that the math is fake because conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy doesn't even remember how to divide fractions.
Odds are. He had a great deal of trouble with satellite TV antennas, if you recall. A few episodes
How
back.
do you divide fractions?
Now, what I'm curious on is he going to touch on the whole coordinate system that CHL is going to talk about, or is he just going to avoid it by saying it's impossible?
Yeah, he's just going to say it's impossible when in reality it's multiplied by the reciprocal, you fucking asshole.
Okay. All right. Move it.
I learned something.
This has been very educational so far. We got to make some progress, guys. Moving on.
Take it into a map, the map, of course, is going to be incorrect, not completely accurate. Now, if I was to choose between navigation using only a globe or only the AE map, I would choose the AE map every single time if I had to choose between the two. But the AE map is definitely not 100% correct. Now, this might be a shocker to some flat earthers, but believe it or not, none of the maps that we get to see are correct. None of the maps that we've been looking at our whole lives are 100% authentic.
Except drink.
I was going to let someone else have that one.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
None of the maps that we are allowed to see are correct, except the ones that work. You know, the ones I could buy like a tourist shop somewhere.
Google Maps? Anyone?
Yeah.
I'm curious about the maps we're not allowed to see.
I mean, I use that shit to get to New York, and it worked pretty well, actually.
You got there. Jeez.
No, you see, what happened was you got lucky with a series of like happenstance turns and guesses.
Yeah.
And you got there by pure luck, basically.
I got there by pure luck.
Do these people think that GPS devices like a TomTom or a Garmin download area maps as you travel? Do they not realize that there's like a 2 gig file of an actual map of the United States? And if it's a bigger file if you want a worldwide map, but just the United States is 2 gigs of map data, and everybody uses it to navigate, and none of them have problems.
They insist.
Why is that?
They insist that it's all land-based.
Google Maps to try to navigate anywhere?
I'm not talking about Google. I'm talking about actual GPS devices.
Oh, okay.
That actually have
never mind.
real-time tracking, real-time mapping, everything.
Yeah, I remember, back because what I had was an old TomTom, and you had to update the map every now and then, otherwise it would completely fuck you over when there's new roads being built or there's construction.
Right.
And that all had to be preloaded. And before you could preload it onto the map, you of course had to download it onto your system. Well, they had an app on that you would download and where you can actually see the entire map itself. But the entire map itself was actually very skewed and very weird looking. And that's because it was a 2D representation of a 3D surface. So even right then and there, it shows that the only maps that are working are the ones where you have to lay it on a fucking sphere.
Hello.
Excellent point.
All right. Looked it up. I was thinking of Pick's theorem.
Okay.
Pick's theorem is a means of calculating the amount of area on any planar graph, which a flat Earth, logical flat Earth map, not a fucking AE map, you would be able to calculate all the landmass on our actual fucking Earth with Pick's theorem.
Okay.
One flat Earther. Go fucking do it. Dare you.
Duly noted. I was not familiar with that. I've written that down. I believe I will read that when we're done. I'm lying. I'm not going to do anything when we're done. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, we kind of did. No, it's not.
Is it time for some freaky deaky or what? Andy, put your telescopes away.
My telescopes are away.
Anybody else dancing like Beavis and Butthead? All slow like?
I was wondering how we got back to the 70s.
I'm just waiting for this ass cancer to end because I already know this shit.
Ass cancer. I like it. No, I mean, I don't like ass cancer, but you know what I mean.
Now, if it was a choice between ass cancer and watching videos like this for the rest of your life, which one would you go for?
I think we've already
cancer.
I would much rather just watch the video and get it over with. Like, what the hell is wrong with you guys?
No, I meant for the rest of your life. I mean, you have to sit through shit like this for the rest of your life as in never a break.
At least you know the ass
like
cancer
once
is
a
going to
day?
kill you a lot faster than going insane and punching walls to death. Flat Earth.
All right, with the map warping. How much time does this eat up?
Seriously.
I'm biting my tongue so much right now because I don't want to clutter it because I know it's going to be a long section. I just feel it, and it's all been covered already.
Yeah. We already know the map that works is the one on a spheroid. And guess what? It solves all the problems.
Due to their avoidance of doing anything more difficult than navel-gazing, flatards preemptively claim that anything that looks a bit tricky can't be done. For instance, they can't even find out how big their disk world is because the UN would stop them.
Oh, okay. Pause for a second.
It is claimed.
Pick's theorem. Pick's theorem. I called it.
Pause for a second.
Yep.
He did indeed ignore the entire coordinate system that CHL took like 5 minutes in his video to talk about.
Yeah, because it's not important.
Well, he
Globe
simply
and fake,
said,
bro.
He simply said all the lines were fake and wasn't going to go into it any more than that.
Yeah, so he pulled a jism.
Yeah, he pulled a jism, exactly.
Okay.
Right out of his ass.
They patrol the southern seas and stop anyone going too far and finding the edge of the world. What these oxygen-deprived mouth breathers have failed to consider are the logistical requirements of such an operation. So let's do the thinking for them. Let's get a ballpark figure on how many patrol boats they would need. The straight line distance from the North Pole to the tip of South America is about 16,200 kilometers. Since flatards claim that distances on land are the same on their magic disc world as they are in reality, it's going to be 16,200 kilometers for them too. Let's have our patrols passing roughly halfway between Tierra del Fuego and the Krakow Peninsula, say 16,500 kilometers from the North Pole. This gives a circumference of roughly 103,700 kilometers of ocean to patrol, continuously. Place a boat, say, every 10 kilometers, so no flatard can sneak past under the horizon, and the UN needs around 10,000 patrol boats just to stop flatard explorers discovering that truth.
10,000 patrol boats. Yeah, that is a lot of boats, man. Hey, who came up with that number? Oh, you did. You came up with that number. How
Actually, the math did, but okay.
cool, hard, and logical of you to assume that only boats can patrol the ocean. Yes, only boats can patrol the ocean, according to Mr. Cool Hard Logic, because there is no such thing
All right,
as
Drake.
Okay. You're
Does
up
he
there.
really think that an aeroplane is a viable option? You know?
They don't need things like, fuel.
Fuel.
Or land?
Sleeping pilots.
Land?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much
This guy's retarded, dude.
The
Like
fuck-
he, like I think at this point he's just trying to disagree. He's not even being reasonable. The best vehicle that mankind has ever made to surveil the water are submarines and boats. Period.
Not only that, why would you choose an F-22 Raptor? That seems like complete and total overkill for something like a surveying job. What the fuck?
Yeah, we better make sure
Seriously,
we
dude?
better make sure no fetards get across onto Antarctica. Send out the F-22s.
Yeah, I want to make sure that if we're going to take care of this, I need to take care of it in a craft that can cruise at Mach 1.2.
Hey man, Trump can overkill whatever the hell he wants to now.
We're gonna build a wall around the ice wall.
Well,
And make Mexico pay for it.
We'll end up with an army of drone toupees.
Not only that, but even if we were to go with planes, we need to keep in mind that how far would you be able to see with those planes? You would still need a shitload of planes. So, just for the guys, benefit. What were we saying? 107 kilometers or 107,000 kilometers. Okay, so let's say we were to have. Let's say they could see twice as far as a ship. They fucking can't. But let's just say they can, just to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. How many planes would we need every 20 kilometers? Oh, 5,350 fucking jets all traveling at the exact same time. I don't think we have that many F-22 fucking Raptors. You dick.
I was actually going to talk about that, Red. There has been less than 150 F-22s actually built.
Yes.
Well, that you know of.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know though. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to defend his fucking position.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is, I think they would, if they were going to look, for flatards crossing into Antarctica, they'd spread out the planes a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, they spread out the planes, and I'm looking at the total number of planes that we actually have in active service, and the jet numbers are, I'll give you a hint, they're nowhere near the number that we would actually need, assuming a 20-kilometer viewing span, which, by the way, is complete bullshit.
Not only is it complete bullshit, but you got to remember they're right at the edge of the dome, so they're flying low.
Yeah,
they're flying real low.
If I can cut off his argument before it starts, because I have a feeling I know where he's leading this into. One of the things that the flat earthers like to bring up is Jarl Adhoy, because he got arrested after coming back from Antarctica. What they skip over is that he was there for 3 weeks before he actually left and got arrested in Chile because he left from Norway as his original port of origin, and they actually require permission to go down to Antarctica. They're one of the few countries that actually require permission. Others just need notifications, like America. You just have to tell them you're going, give them your itinerary, pay the insurance costs, and you're good to go. Norway requires permission. He didn't get that, so he actually broke their laws.
Mm-hmm. And
but he got past all of this surveillance by the UN and whatever government entity you want to think of that's supposedly guarding Antarctica, and was there for 3 weeks. They skip over that part.
Yeah. So, yeah, those F-22s are really, really failing, aren't they? And by the way, I took a look, and it looks like in late 2015, U.S. Congress passed a law requiring the Air Force to maintain at least 1,900 fighter jets. So essentially, we would need to not only triple, but quadruple the number of planes we actually fucking have in service in order for this conspirators bullshit to be somewhat feasible.
Anyway, even if you have all the plane you want, the pilot cannot just park his plane on the middle of the ocean telling the flat earths to turn back. You have to send a boat.
Yeah, exactly. 100% correct.
No, that's why you have the fucking Raptor. You just blow that shit up.
Which I don't remember ever hearing of that happening, by the way. That might have made
Even
it
one in
news.
Fox too.
Because it's a cover-up.
Ah, conspiracy. Got it. Okay, here we go.
Jet plane. The military does not own any jet planes whatsoever, according to Mr. Coolhard Logic, that could participate in such patrolling of such oceans. They don't have any unmanned drones either. There's no such thing as an unmanned drone with a camera that could also participate in patrolling the oceans. It's only boats, and it has to be exactly 10,000 of them. And you have to line them up tip to tip. And then, if you can, you want to have your...
Wait, hold on now.
Drink.
Oh, yeah.
He said it has to be exactly 10,000. There is a tilde, which means about.
And what that
he's already wrong.
And what Coolhard said was every 10 kilometers. So you literally divide that 1,000 or 103,700 by 10, you get 10,370 patrol boats. That's why he said about, not exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
and he never
And
said
he
that they
didn't
were
say
aligned.
tip to tip.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
never
what was
said
that all
tip to
about?
tip. You're literally putting words in this fucking mouth, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, but fuck the details.
Oh, fuck the,
Right.
fuck the details.
Absolutely.
The fuck needs evidence in this world?
Math is hard.
Yeah.
All right.
Reality sucks.
You know, it's like you know when this guy literally thinks he's solving the problem of logistics by simply putting the strain from boats to planes. Keep in mind, planes need maintenance, and they actually need to land every now and then. And also, if we're going to assume how wide they can actually view, I think 10 kilometers is actually right at the fucking limit. So you still do not solve any fucking logistical problems here, you shithead.
Outside of, I'm just going to actually agree with you and continue on with the point read. The U.S. Navy has I believe, the most aircraft carriers in the world, and we have 10 of them.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the world combined has also 10 of them.
Essentially, what this guy is saying is that we need to essentially bankrupt our entire nation to have enough boats and planes to essentially patrol this fucking ice wall in order for his conspiracy to be somewhat feasible. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hold on. They're not patrolling the ice wall. They're still quite a ways away from it with Coolhard Logic's circle there.
Yeah, exactly. So if we were to go right to the ice wall, the problem only gets more because the circle gets bigger. And when the circle gets bigger, so does your logistical nightmare. Isn't math fun?
All right.
Yay, math!
Moving on.
Pi, bitch, learn it.
Crew members get out on the ship and hold hands. That way no flat earthers can sneak through. That's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. He got to
Agreed.
make up all the parameters himself.
Right.
And
Hold
he
on.
assumes only boats are...
I was refilling the mug of truth. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, refilling the mug of truth. Awesome. Red Strike, ugly fuck from Florida. Yeah, it is a funny argument. It's a funny argument that you pulled out of your ass, which Coolhard Logic did not actually say. Nice straw man, by the way. Build a better one.
Well done.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that he did state that he's trying to say that Coolhard Logic says that these boats have to hold hand to hand to make that whole circle. He did specifically say 10 kilometers apart. They have some really long freaking arms.
Boats? Hang on. Sean, did I just hear you correctly? Boats have hands?
That's according to him, yeah.
Holy shit, I learned something new today.
Go gadget Illuminati.
You know what? I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt and sell it.
I give that up freely to public domain.
Okay. Do you mind if I just snip that one portion? Because once I make a shitload of money off of this, I want you knocking on my door saying, "Hey, where's my cut?"
Quick question, Red. Flat Earth Asshole has said many, many times that I know of where he's challenging any taker to debate him.
Oh, give me a break. I've challenged him on so many occasions. I have the screenshots I can share with you. And he's always never responded. I mean, I'm totally banned from that place now, but he is the biggest fucking chicken shit.
Okay, Sai, permission granted, possibly?
By all means.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Let's do this shit.
Okay. Hi, Flat Earth Asshole. How's it going? My name is Red. I'm from the YouTube channel Red's Rhetoric. You may know me as that ugly fuck from Florida. Now, here's the deal. I heard that you have a little challenge, so I want to, kind of take you up on it. So if you want to debate Flat Earth against me, we can do it on your channel, we can do it on mine, or a third party. It doesn't really matter to me. And we can have a little chit chat and stuff like that. Now, I've heard rumors that you are in fact a total chicken shit and won't actually take me up on this little thing that we are currently setting up, but I don't want to actually believe them. I think they're full of shit. I'm totally on your side here. So get back with me. You can message me on G+, on Google, or you can catch me on Twitter. And if you want, you can also send me an email. I will post a email in the description of my newest video that will be coming out of the Delta 4 lifting off. Eat your fucking heart out, and get back with me so that we can set up this debate. It's nice because I have total confidence that you are not a chicken shit.
Make a liar out of me, Jakey Poo. Make a liar out of me.
Yeah, the challenge is issued. Very nice.
The gauntlet hath been thrown.
Hang on. Where's? Oh, I got. All right. I don't want to drop this mic, but I need a mic to drop. Hang on. You know what? Fuck it. Joke's past.
Just make a thumping sound.
I got 3. Here you go, Red. Here you go. I dropped 3.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ! Why do you send me mics?
Fuck off, dude.
All right, here we go.
Capable of patrolling the ocean. Only boats. And you have to stack them up side by side. None of these boats have any radar systems. And there's no such thing as a central intelligence agency that could keep track of any individuals who might be planning a trip. Hey, dipshit. Have you ever thought that these phones that we're all walking around with are actually spying devices that the government is using to spy on us, keep tabs on us?
Jarl Adhoy.
I was to plan a trip to somewhere where I'm not supposed to go, I would need to acquire a boat. I would need to acquire a crew. I would need to acquire hundreds of pounds of supplies. This would be a huge effort I would need to organize to get a trip somewhere where I'm not supposed to be able to.
Okay, point of order, not necessarily a drink moment. In place of everything he just said he would have to do, and by get somewhere he's not supposed to be, I'm assuming he's referring to Antarctica, the ice wall. As an alternative to doing everything he just said, that he could be, tracked because he can't get there, would it not be easier for him just to, book a nice stateroom on one of those Antarctic tourism companies' ships? And
I was just going to say he could totally hop on a Royal Caribbean cruise line and just,
and if you really want to, once you get there,
as soon as they get there.
Yeah, once you get there, just, hop off and go running off in high spirits and see how far you get. Yeah. Maybe get to Atlantis.
Just go run as fast as you can.
Also, I do want to state that I think he's completely overestimating the power of, tracking and shit like that. I just want to say one thing that kind of highlights how badly we actually suck at tracking things. MH370. No, anyone remember that?
Yeah, the plane from Malaysia Airlines. Yeah.
There you go. Question. That was a fucking jet. with a
Airline.
shitload of people in it and a shitload of technology that was actively trying to say, here I am, and we lost it. So I think you're completely overestimating the power of the tracking technology. Also, you know, you could
Well,
just
obviously they were focused on Antarctica, not on Southeast Asia.
That's probably
just to point out that because of that crash, it is now becoming a law for all aircraft to be tracked by satellite, and it's coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. And also there is a way to get around the tracking systems. Like, for example, there's a multi-step process for like the original HTC phones, how to actually get off the grid. So the first step is that you remove the back of the phone and you take the battery out, and that's it. Job done. You're off the grid. So for that, I mean, you can easily get around tracking systems by, I don't know, destroying the fucking battery or removing it entirely. I mean, fuck. Nokia's coming out with a new phone right now that's touchscreen that has a removable battery. Get that shit. Go to the fucking South Pole and freeze your ass off there, finding the ice wall that doesn't exist. Please do that. Nobody will miss you.
Yeah.
Or get 12 miles from any coastline. You won't get a signal anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, most commercial air traffic control centers, their radar is only good to about 60 miles outside of their control zone, which is something that I thought was a little bit shy of what I would have expected it to be. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much it. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, we're going.
Go in order would require tons of man hours, tons of work. So now let's assume that they might use this technology that I'm using to record this video, my phone. They might use my phone to spy on me and my friends and figure out what route.
Oh, call for drink.
Remove the battery.
Sorry. If there are people in Cuba that will build a raft out of trash so that they can get to Florida, I'm sure you've encountered this, Red.
What gave it away?
How in the world can it be that difficult for someone with enough money for a computer and a YouTube channel to go and get on a fucking boat and go to Antarctica? My God.
Dude, apparently
he's treating it like it's like the most epic expedition that's never existed in the entire history of mankind.
Dude, this guy apparently for this guy it's apparently way too difficult to put his phone into airplane mode. I mean, fuck's sake.
All right.
You guys are a fucking dolt.
So it seems.
Hey,
Here we
Hey man, I still stand by the idea of just getting a GoFundMe together and just send these retards into like space.
So that the last thing they see before they pass out due to the lack of atmosphere is, wow, it is round.
I'm down, but
I mean,
I test the rocket and go to space first? I kind of want to go to space.
So long as we duct tape them to the outside of the rocket, I'm all for it.
No, like I want them to go up there, like to the ISS, and take as many pictures as they want to, and then come back and try to make the flat Earth video. Just try. Please.
I would like that same thing, except I would rather them burn up in the atmosphere. Yeah. Is that just me? Is that just me? It's probably just me.
I just want to do a live stream while they're getting kicked out of that.
Rad.
But can we cut the budget and just send them on a boat in the middle of the ocean with a flat Earth map and get home?
So practical, Tal. Always so practical.
At least if they sink the ship, it will be a new spot for corals and a fish to.
Oh man!
It would be nice and at least leave them a sextant.
Yeah, let's see if they can figure it out by the time their fuel runs out.
They couldn't use the stars; those are CGI holograms. Why would you use the stars?
That is true.
A used boat will suffice.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this guy has shown himself to be actually dumb fuck up the year worthy. So, yeah, good on you, bro.
Here we go.
Hopefully you get this one, and Hitler won't be pissed off at me this time.
I'll vote for Fia. I'll vote for Jakey Poo.
Indeed. Here we go. For real this time.
We're going to take when we're coming, what size boat we have, how many people we have on board, how many days worth of supplies we have. They're going to know everything. Of course they're going to use our telecommunication devices to spy on us and to sabotage us. The CIA is using all this information that we talk about every day to keep tabs on us. If you start
Does this
running
guy
your mouth
think
on
his
your
phone is Skylab and it's 1973?
your phone about something you're not supposed to be talking about, you better believe they're recording it. Just try saying, "Hey Siri," into your phone. Siri's going to respond to you. That's because Siri is listening to you. Not Siri so much, your phone is recording everything you're saying. Everything you are saying is being recorded by your telecommunications devices. And it's being ran through different...
Okay.
Having said that, he's still on his cell phone. He's still exposing, quote unquote, the truth of the conspiracy. Dude, hush. You're done. Stop it.
And also that little voice thing doesn't actually work half the time. So I mean, actually, let me go ahead and demonstrate this for you. So I have a phone here.
Ask Siri what she's wearing.
No. I'm just gonna ask it to type something. Hang on one second. Google, please go to Pornhub. And it sent me to a link that says doorknob.
Hey man, mine works. Just saying.
Now,
just saying.
I don't.
Maybe it thinks you're a girl, Reds.
I don't know. I don't own an iPhone, but I know that all the Android devices you actually have to push a button before you actually talk to it. With the iPhones, do you got to do the same thing for Siri?
Yeah.
So it's not always recording. You have to actually actively push a button and then say, "Hey Siri."
Correct.
So he just lied his ass off
again.
What are the
Way
odds?
to go!
What are the odds? All right.
1 in 1.
Seriously, how did it get doorknob from Pornhub? This is bullshit. I want my money back.
It's called Google Safe Search.
Google Safe Search can kiss my ass.
You got Safe Search on? Okay, now here we go.
Levels of the NSA, Homeland Security, to determine whether this individual is somebody we need to keep track of or not. So if I was to organize a plan to try to go somewhere where I'm not supposed to go, you better believe they're going to know when I'm coming, who I'm coming with, what time I'm arriving, how I'm getting there, the whole shebang. It's not like they're just patrolling around waiting for us flat earthers to try to sneak by. I'm pretty sure the military is a little more organized than that. 10,000 boats, bro? Are you serious? Are you serious?
I,
Yeah,
for one,
that's why we use math.
Proof of the largest boat fleet in the world.
Math is hard.
Comprised of craft capable of handling the worst of the Southern Ocean. I also look forward to them finding out where they were built, who by, how much for, identifying shipyards capable of churning out 10,000 such vessels, and finding out where all the boat builders and crew actually are, given that nobody has noticed any of this stuff going on.
Alright, y'all, let's check out my to-do list. Obtain proof of the world's largest boat fleet. Find out where they were built, who by, how much for. Dude, you made up the boat fleet. That's the number that you came up with. 10,000 boats was the number you came up with off the top of your head. And now
Actually,
I have to prove where the boats that you came up with off the top of your head are built and who by and how much for. Hey, how far away from curvature are we right now? I mean, that's where the argument is won and lost. The argument is won and lost over curvature of our world supposedly existing. Now, we're supposed to be debating over the shape of the Earth.
Okay. Red Strike, ugly fuck from Florida. Listen, you're replying to Cool Heart's logic. You're replying to his video. All right. If you're replying to his video, that means you reply to his topics, his conversation points. Just because he's not talking about what you want for him to talk about does not invalidate anything that is going on in his video, you fucking dipshit. If you didn't want to talk about the shit that he's actually talking about in his video, don't make a reply to it. Because right now you're just a fucking brat right now.
Also, Rids, this isn't a reply video. He specifically labels these videos, and he does this quite a lot, as debates.
As debates.
As debates. Shit you not.
Well, then let's see if he actually comes to me with an actual debate on an actual channel with someone who can actually talk back.
Oh, and if he wants to talk math, he can go ahead and take this little bullshit diagram, and we can talk about Pick's theorem all day, every day.
We can, dude, I'm going to talk to this guy about pi, okay? Just pi.
You know all he's going to do is gain weight and get pissed off at his own figure.
Pretty much. He's probably, you know, in all honesty, that's probably what he's going to think I'm talking about. Just
I'd say the meth will cancel that out, but that's just my opinion.
But always talk to him about E. That'll really screw his brain.
Oh, E? Oh, he probably doesn't even know what the fuck that is.
Have you seen the hats he wears when he plays bass? He definitely knows what E is.
All right, here we go. We're not halfway through this nonsense.
And this guy wants to talk about a shipyard and where the boats were built that he made up off the top of his head. Dude, I already proved that argument was completely ridiculous. It was bunk. All right? So let's get to the part where you prove a globe. Do you have any real proof of a globe? Or do you just have cartoons and generalizations? You going to talk about the AE map all day? Or are you going to get to the proof?
Stop.
That's the only thing.
Go back to that picture of the aircraft.
All right, where the hell was that?
It was just a couple seconds back. A little forward. I think you skipped it.
Damn it, we skipped it. This is a...
Oh.
Damn it.
Now you're just randomly clicking.
I am.
A little further forward.
We're just freaking
Right
playing
after
it.
dog cam.
We're starting here.
Dude, I already proved that argument was completely ridiculous.
We'll get to it.
It was bunk. All right? So let's get to the part where you prove a globe. Do you have any real proof of a globe? Or do you just have cartoons and generalizations?
Stop.
You going to talk about...
Okay.
Congratulations, Jake. You just proved the globe. See that horizontal line?
Eye level.
That is straight in eye level flight. Where's the horizon, you dumbass?
I love it.
Oh my god.
That was a nice catch.
Yeah, there's nothing more I love better than when flat tires debunk themselves with this shit that they fucking don't catch. Oh, I love it.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to call it right now. I'm just going to call this right now. You know, as the guy that runs these awards, you are the first contestant in the running for next year's Dumb Fuck of the Year. Congratulations, because it takes a special kind of fucking retard to not understand the shit like this. Oh my god.
Yeah, woohoo!
You just debunked yourself. You don't even fucking realize it. Awesome.
I love it when people just demonstrably make their claims false.
Sean, that was a good catch. And you want to know something? Everyone can blame Sean for that.
I will take credit for that.
And you as well. You should. That sailed right by me there. Okay.
I think Sean gets 1,000 internet points for that.
Only 1,000, you fucker.
Yeah.
I get all the internet points for that.
All right. Internet is now awarded to you. Here we go.
About the AE map all day, or are you going to get to the proof? That's the only thing on your to-do list. Show us actual, verifiable proof of a globe.
You just did.
But I bet we won't ever get to that, because that's what you globetards do. You try to keep the argument as far away from curvature as possible, because that's where the argument is won and lost.
But you just demonstrated curvature.
I will defeat any man or woman who wants to argue over curvature in the earth.
At least he's
spinning.
inclusive.
That is true. And somebody should point out to him that the challenge was issued a little while ago. So let the debate commence.
But if they want to talk about the map and flight routes and stuff that has nothing to do with curvature, man, you're wasting my time. The argument is won and lost over curvature. Show us verifiable, measurable proof that your oceans are bending and curving, Mr. Cool Hard Logic. Otherwise, all you have is a cartoon.
Noting that Flatards claim that distances on land are the same on their fantasy world.
Noting that Flatards claim that distances on land are the same on their fantasy world.
You make claims about what flat earthers make claims about? Yet you don't provide any examples of flat earthers making such claims.
That is exactly
Consider, for
what
instance,
flat earthers do to other. Okay.
Okay. They say some flat earthers say the AE map is accurate, but this is what Cool Hard Logic addresses, and he just skipped over. Some people say that the Mercator map is the accurate one, and even then, it fails on distances north to south. Any projection fails in one way or another. The only map system that doesn't fail is a globe.
Indeed.
It all matches with known distances. And Cool Hard Logic pointed that out to you twice in that video, and you just skipped over it both times. Congratulations.
Yeah, because it's incredibly inconvenient for the bullshit story he's trying to spew.
It's almost like he intentionally excluded it from his video. Almost.
Gee, I wonder why.
Sounds like jism.
It's spreading.
He's got to have a whole basket full of cherries about now. Picking a lot of them.
Here we go.
Australia. 30 degrees south of the equator on the eastern coast is the small town of Red Rock. Let's take this point here, 30 degrees south and 153 degrees 13 minutes east. At the same latitude on the west coast, just 6 kilometers south of the town of Lehman, let's take this point at 30 degrees south, 115 degrees east. The difference in longitude is 38 degrees and 13 minutes. If you were to set off from our point near Red Rock and drive west until you got to our point near Lehman, you would cover a distance over land between these 2 points of 3,687 kilometers. So what happens if we travel along the same 30 degrees south latitude line for 38 degrees and 13 minutes on the polar grid of the flat Earth? The 30 degrees south line is 13,322 kilometers from the geographic North Pole and must be on the flat Earth too, for reasons we saw earlier.
I find it interesting you rely on Google Earth to calculate the measurements between your 2 points in Australia. You rely on them completely, and you have no way of verifying that. And then you want to turn around and then perform a distance calculation on the AE map, which you already told us earlier that distances between the longitudinal lines aren't going to be correct. I don't know if you remember earlier, you already told us that the AE map isn't good for calculating distances between the longitudinal lines, that only the distance...
It's called giving you an example, explaining further into the problems that is going on with your fucking flat earth bullshit.
This is why he separated this part of the video with like 20 minutes of babble, so he wouldn't have them all combined into a single segment that they actually were in the original video.
Exactly. He's still on the original point. Just because you chop it up does not mean that he's backtracking or anything like that. He was on the original point in the original video. You fucking idiot. So and by the way, we actually can verify those distances because you've never done it yourself, mainly because you've never gone outside your fucking apartment. Then
Can we get this fucker a ruler and put him in the middle of Australia and see what happens?
Get busy, bitch.
All right, here we go.
Along the longitudinal lines are going to be correct. So if you're about to calculate a distance between the longitudinal lines and come up with an answer you know is incorrect, and then you're about to say that this is how flat earthers calculate distance, you better believe I'm going to call you out on that. But go ahead, please continue.
The length of an arc on a circle subtended by an angle alpha is alpha pi r over 180. When we crunch the numbers, we find that 2 points on the flat Earth surface, 30 degrees south of the equator, and separated by 38 degrees and 13 minutes, are 8,886 kilometers apart. This is 2.41 times greater than the real distance between our points near Red Rock and Lehman. But flatards say that distances on land are the same on their giant space pizza as in real life.
See, you just did exactly what I told everyone you were going to do. You started with a false claim. Flat earthers believe distances on the AE map are the same as on land. That's your false claim. Because
yeah,
I'm pretty damn sure that this flat earth asshole guy has said that exact phrase earlier in this video. You can check my facts, but I'm pretty damn sure he has.
Wait, which phrase?
Distances in real life are the same as they are on the AE map of the polar flat Earth.
He said that there is no correct map.
Oh, that's true.
So, being that he said there is no correct map, I don't think we can actually nail him for that. But basically, with this guy being the exception to the rule, what Cool Hard Logic was saying is that for the dumb fucks, and we have met them, that say that the AE map is the ultimate awesome. I mean, just look at that fuckhead daytime, nighttime guy.
Well,
he has it hanging on his wall.
To clear this whole misconception up until the whole Tiger Dan incident, every flat earther said the AE map was the correct and true scale of the Earth.
Yes.
Until Tiger Dan tried to actually measure by distances and says it's not possible, and he quit YouTube because of it.
Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden you had a lot of people backtracking and eating their own words. And then you have this guy who's simply going to go out and say, oh, I'm not going to say that this map is correct. I'm not going to make any assertions as to what the world actually fucking looks like. I'm just going to say that everything is wrong.
And keep in mind that every flat earther still goes back to the AE map whenever they want to try to make any kind of demonstration.
Yeah, go figure. So, which is it? You can't have it. It's literally the case of having your cake and eating it too.
And you guys don't have to take a drink moment from this, but I just want to point out something that this flat Earth asshole just did, and saying that he totally called out predictively what Cool Hard Logic was going to do. No, he didn't. He watched the video first and planned this little dialogue. I mean, come on.
Now, what we're doing is watching your video in the dark and predicting what you're going to say. And so far, we've been right on pretty much everything.
Pretty much. These are, I don't know if I have not watched this whole thing before, and it is not varied far off of the path that I would have predicted it to. Alrighty.
Yep, pretty much.
Moving on. Ooh, a whole 26 minutes in. This is going well.
Not all flat earthers believe that. I don't. And you don't give any examples of flat earthers claiming such. So far I just smashed your generalization, and I exposed your false claim. So you start with a false claim. And then, I don't know if you recall your own drivel that you spewed earlier when you told us that the distances along the longitudinal lines would be correct, whereas the distances between the longitudinal lines would not be correct. So you started by telling us that the distances between the longitudinal lines would not be correct, and then you proceeded to do your own calculation measuring the distance between 2 points between the longitudinal lines.
Already covered.
So you did a calculation you knew was going to be...
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my drink moments right there.
Oh, okay.
I'm very proud of that.
Are you saying you wish to comment on this, or that it was already done?
Oh, it was already done. Oh, his ass is bleeding right now because I.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were calling a new drink moment. Okay, very good.
No. There'll be more. Trust me.
All right, the mug is down. Here we go.
Wrong. And then you proceeded to say, this is how flat earthers calculate distance.
No,
that's how his whole deception started. Distance. He did it in a very slick way.
Hang on, drink.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, Core Logic did not say that you guys knew how to do math. Get your fucking shit together. Quit lying. God damn, that was obvious. You know what? I'm going to drink twice for that. All right? Core Logic did not say that you fuckers knew how to do math. If you remember earlier in that video, he said, let's do the thinking for them. Fuckhead.
Indeed.
I agree. Alrighty.
Commend you on that. You should thank your butt buddies down there at the BBC for writing you such a badass script. Yeah, that's right. I said your butt buddies. Because I know one single Englishman didn't do this on his own. This is the work of maybe 5-10 guys who sat around.
Did he just assume that all English people are connected to the BBC?
I think so.
Apparently.
Yeah.
No, I think he's saying that Cool Hard Logic didn't do any of this on his own.
Indeed. And
I would like to see him actually back up that assertion.
I know that's just a wild assumption.
Does Cold Hard Logic have contacts with the BBC? That's my question.
I don't believe he does, but it does take him like 4 or 5 months between every video because he's doing this in his spare time.
However, even if he does, I doubt they're writing scripts for him.
No.
All right.
Coming up with the perfect attacks on the flat earth where they don't have to come up with any actual evidence of a globe. They can just pick at the map.
Oh, drink right there.
Okay.
Name me one video where flat earthers actually provide evidence of a flat earth. Every single one of them, all they do is attack the globe with either quote mining, cherry picking, just ad homs, or non sequiturs. They never ever provide any evidence of their own.
Not only that, but they also attack the people that, show that the Earth is in fact a globe by saying that we're all part of some giant conspiracy. I mean, just look at the shitstorm that was going on with Astronomy Live when he recorded the Falcon 9 landing. And apparently, since his footage is so good, it can't possibly be because he was in the right place at the right time, mainly because he was with me and I showed him the right place to be and showed him where to point the damn thing. No, it wasn't that at all. It's really because that we're all simply part of a big group of, we're part of the BBC or we're part of Fox News or some big organization. It can't possibly be that we're just, really, really awesome people that can do really awesome things on our own in our spare time. No, we're not going to give any credence to that possibility whatsoever.
I fucking wish the BBC was paying me. God damn.
Exactly. I wouldn't have to work at my shitty job.
I do like how Jakey Poo, at least had the balls to acknowledge that us globetards have perfect arguments against the flat Earth. He did say that.
Well, that
Who's drilling?
My mic wasn't muted, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Not so
Mute the
much.
damn thing if you're going to drill something.
I think he's making a margarita.
Put the drill dough down.
All right. Here we go.
A bunch of computer graphics. I'm sure they had one guy doing computer graphics, another guy wrote
All right.
the
This is
script.
just rambling.
Meanwhile, slick Mr. Cool Hard Logic just has to deliver the script. He probably doesn't even do any of the computer graphics or any of the writing himself. That's why he doesn't show his.
Now, as somebody who's actually featured in a Cool Hard Logic video, he's actually used video I made from pictures, and I'm by no means a professional. So yeah, I think that was, which one was that? Was that Sphereless or was it? I don't remember. I think it was part 3 or 4. But he actually used my video that I made from Himawari 8 footage that I did out of time lapse through pictures, and he actually opened the video up with that and actually goes back to it later on. So yeah, he doesn't just have a bunch of guys making things from the BBC. I don't live in England.
Who else is pissed at Reds right now for taking away our drinks on Adhom right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm the one that took away drinks on Adams.
Oh.
So be pissed at me.
1,000 internet points taken away.
No, you can't take that away. We gave him the whole internet.
It's a good thing I have all of them. So
you can spare a few thousand. Got it.
You're the elite. You're the elite.
Nice. Okay, here we go.
His face. That's why he doesn't give his name. Don't you find it weird that somebody defending the globe is anonymous and won't give their name?
No.
Oh,
Why
for
would you?
fuck's sake, drink?
Okay.
Yeah, Sean, you knew I was going to call it out. You knew it. You fucking knew it. Okay, because I have said this over and over again that, what does that have to do with anything? Let's hypothetically say that my name is Seymour Butts and that I am a terrible human being and that I kick puppies for fun and I burn people alive and shit like that. Let's say I'm a terrible human being. If, however, I came to you and said that 2 + 2 = 4, am I all of a sudden wrong because I'm a terrible person? No. Then why the fuck does the person matter and not the merits of the argument themselves?
if I can actually add to that, we both know, and a lot of us here know, a certain amateur astronomer who's been sort of doxxed, and ever since then, He's been catching hell about worrying about stalkers. He's been getting death threats. He's been getting people trying to call his employer to get him fired. There's a reason why some people stay anonymous on the internet, because there's crazy motherfuckers that follow you.
Mm-hmm.
A4. A4.
Yeah, and also, any day that I don't have to use my Ruger on somebody is a good day. And I know that you fuckers are crazy enough to actually try me. So guess what? I don't want to give you that opportunity. I do not want to actually blow your fucking brains out, despite all the shit I say on here. I would rather not have you guys have your brains splatter all over my nice, clean Trans Am.
Too much
I just spent like 2 fucking days cleaning and waxing and shit like that. No, I would rather that not happen. So yes, I'm anonymous. So judge my arguments by their own merits, not by the person making them, you fucking idiot.
And I do things for pretty much the opposite reason.
Real quick.
Hold on. I do things pretty much for the opposite reason. Is I don't want people just fapping their brains out for the rest of their lives if I show my face. So.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Red, I completely agree with you, and I gotta say, I might not show my face, but my name is my name. You want to come at me? I got a 45 waiting for all the motherfuckers that want to get fucking rowdy.
All right.
I like how this is all happening in a hangout with a person who openly reveals his full name, and I honestly don't give a fuck. Come at me, you pieces of shit.
All right, understood. Let's move on.
Move on.
All right, we're moving.
Be ashamed or scared of anyone finding out who you are. You're defending the globe. Wow, globetards, this is your hero? Mr. Coolhard Logic is your hero for defending the globe, yet he's too chicken shit to show his face or give his name.
Qantas fly direct from Sydney to Johannesburg in South Africa 6 days a week. It's a direct distance of 11,060 kilometres, with the flight taking around 13 hours and 20 minutes at a speed of 830 kilometres an hour.
Well, that's funny, because when I looked up that flight, it says it takes 14 hours and 10 minutes, and it uses a Boeing 747. Now, the cruising speed of a Boeing 747 is 920 kilometers per hour. So you were either lying about your flight times and flight speeds, or you were mistaken, because it actually takes longer than what you have listed, and the plane goes faster than what you have listed. So if we can't even trust you to give us accurate flight times and flight speeds, how can we trust any of your calculations or anything you say?
Drink.
Now it's...
Okay.
Andy here. This is an easy one. For the love of God, no flight ever takes the exact same amount of time. There's this thing called weather. It happens on Earth. Fucking dumb shits. Oh my God. I'm going to give myself an aneurysm listening to this guy, I swear.
Not only that, but even after pointing that out, being that I actually watched Coolhard Logic's video, I know what's coming up, that is still not going to save him. And I'm just, being that I've never actually seen this Flat Earth asshole video, I'm going to assume that what I'm about to hear next, when the real problem reveals itself, is going to make me want to smash my face through my desk.
Hold on, he's already caught himself in a catch-22 by that title alone. He's gonna cherry pick that out about the near supersonic speed, and in 5 hours he's gonna leave out the entire thing about the jet stream. Watch.
All right, let's see.
It's important for people to realize planes can go much faster than their typical cruise speeds. For instance, there was a Boeing 777 that caught the jet stream and made it from New York to London in 5 hours.
I stand corrected.
This plane got up to 745 miles per hour, or 1,199 kilometers per hour. In fact, the pilot said, "It's just like surfing. It's extraordinary how fast you can go."
Things on the flat Earth aren't quite so simple. Sydney Airport is 151.1772 degrees east. Johannesburg's OR Tambo Airport is 28.2461 degrees east. The difference in longitude is therefore 122.9311 degrees. Sydney Airport is 13,759 kilometres from the North Pole. OR Tambo Airport is 12,894 kilometres from the North Pole. Now that we have two sides of the triangle and the angle between them, we can use the law of cosines to calculate the straight line distance from Sydney to Johannesburg on the flat Earth.
Are you really going to try the same trick twice? It didn't work the first time, so it damn sure isn't going to work the second time.
Actually, it did work.
First of all, you
just don't wanna
started
deal
with the
it.
incorrect flight speed and the incorrect flight time. Second of all, at the beginning of the video, you already told us one should not use the AE map to determine distances between the lines of longitude. You said distances along the lines of longitude are the only ones considered to be correct. And I agreed with...
Oh, sure.
Thank you. This is just another fallacious... It's a general... it's a hasty generalization. Just because that happened once on an airplane trip doesn't mean that it's likely that it happens all the time, all over the planet, in all weather conditions. I mean, come on.
Oh, I'm going to give it to him. In fact, I'm going to give him 1 more kilometer an hour just because I'm a nice guy. And we're going to see if this actually solves the problem that Cool Hard Logic is showing up here.
Well, just to further the point about the whole thing about the jet going faster than they normally do, it's such a rare thing that they actually thought it was newsworthy to make a headline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. All right, here we go.
So we both agree on that. I don't use the AE map to determine distances horizontally between the lines of longitude, but here you are again. You're going to measure distances between the lines of longitude and come up with an incorrect answer, and then you're going to say that that's what flat earthers think the distance is. It's another flawed premise and another false claim. It would be the exact same as me saying, hey, globetards think that the Earth is 25,000 miles in circumference, and when you look at their map, you can see Antarctica runs all the way across the bottom of their map. So that means all...
Okay.
Well, one, we don't claim that as the map of the globe. That is not a globe map. That is a Mercator projection. It is a globe flattened out with trying to preserve shapes, but not scales. So, yeah, that is not what you're trying to get across. You're already starting with a false premise. Flat Earthers have already stated that the AE map at one time was the true representation of the Earth, not a projection. That all changed when one of your Flat Earth leaders found out that it's not. And now it's like, now you've all gone to, well, we don't know what the map looks like, but then you run into the problem with, well, we have navigation. Either by sea, air, car. You have to have maps for that. Go ahead.
I challenge this guy. If he's gonna call out Cool Hard Logic, then do this: give us a map, any kind of map that's flat of the Earth, in which the distance actually work. Do it. I fucking dare you.
Good luck.
And by the way, there's a reason we're gonna say good luck, because it's fucking impossible.
Pick's theorem. I'm telling you.
When you try to take the surface of the globe and flatten it, just like what Cool Hard Logic said, something's gotta give. And that thing that gives fucks you in the ass hard. Like really, really hard, with no lube. We're talking like sandpaper condoms here.
This guy needs some extra special luck, because I think if there's one thing that this video proves above all else is that Jakey Poo can't map.
Yes, he can't map, and because he can't map, he's getting all butthurt because of it.
Jakey Poo butthurt.
Well, it's just a backpedal to defend the AE map because it doesn't work. So now he's trying to figure out, well, if that can't work, then I'll say that nothing does work.
Yeah, I would say no flat Earth map will ever work, and the only model that does work is globe. Prove me wrong, bitch.
Agreed. Moving on.
Globetards think that Antarctica is 25,000 miles across. Yeah, that's a false claim, and that's exactly what Cool Hard Logic just did twice.
No.
I didn't.
So, unless Flatards can demonstrate that a 747-400 can fly at nearly double its rated maximum speed, and do so without critical components like wings and tailplanes simply being ripped off, and tell us where all the extra fuel is stored, and explain the slight discrepancy in scenery on the flight, we can safely say that the idea that the Earth is flat is bollocks.
Now this brings us to a very important question. Is Qantas Flight 63 real?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
Personally, I don't know. Now when I looked up the cheapest option to get from Sydney to Johannesburg, the 3 cheapest flights that first popped up take you to Singapore.
Okay.
Going for the cheapest flights, you are going to have stopovers to pick up more passengers. Every time. Guaranteed. The single one takeoff to landing trips are the more expensive ones because they have a limited passenger set. They're not pulling, they're not flying to one destination, dropping people off and picking more up. It is just their passenger roster from one location to the destination, period. Mm-hmm. It's more expensive because they can't divide the cost up between as many people. So you looking for the cheapest flight, you've already built your straw man and you're going to try to beat that down. Look up for the non-stop flights, the direct flights. They're going to run about $8,000.
Mm-hmm. Also, I can actually back this up in that I recently booked a flight for New York. Now, get this. I decided to go with the cheapest option, mainly because I'm a cheap fuck. Now, if I were to go straight there, I would be paying double what I actually paid. Why was my flight so cheap? That's because my flight doesn't go directly to New York. All right, I need to stop off at a different location and then catch a different flight to go to New York. I'll still make my destination, but the reason why my ticket was so cheap is because I have to make that segue. I have to stop somewhere else that I don't want to be and probably shouldn't drink the water there and then go to New York.
Not only do you wind up making that venture of stopping somewhere else that you don't want to be, but oftentimes there's a reason for that. Like delivering parcels.
Mm-hmm. Like with my connecting flight, I have to go to Indianapolis and then catch a connecting flight to go to New York, which I didn't want to go to Indiana.
I can't blame you, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if somewhere along the lines of your flight there is some sort of delivery on that aircraft that is being made, and that's what helps make the cost decrease.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Indiana.
You're on a freight liner. You're not on a cruise liner going straight there. You're being shipped with freight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and not only that, but Sean's in Indiana, and no one wants to be close to Sean. Fuck that guy.
All right, let's get rolling here. Here we go.
Or Abu Dhabi and Qatar. Now, when I drew up these flight paths on the globe on Google Earth, the first flight path was to Singapore. That's the cheapest flight available. It takes you up into the northern hemisphere before it takes you to Johannesburg. The next 2 cheapest flights were to Abu Dhabi and Qatar, which are basically in the same place. They take you up even farther into the northern hemisphere. Now, when you look at these same flight paths on an AE map, suddenly they make way more sense. Look at Qatar and Abu Dhabi. It's basically right there on the way.
This kind of confirms you're on a cargo vessel delivering goods.
All right. Let us...
hold on. I just shared my screen for real quick. Okay. I just did a real quick search on flights from Sydney to Johannesburg. Looky there. There's a Qantas flight, nonstop, $2,251 round trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
14 hours, 10 minutes. Thank you for that value.
That's proof that flat earthers don't take planes.
I think if Jakey Poo said Abu Dhabi 10 times as fast as he could, it would be more intelligent than anything he said in this video.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
And then Singapore's not that far out of the way. So these flight paths with only one stop actually make more sense on the AE map than they do on the globe.
That would be the map that he said is small.
The AE map to hating on the EAE. I'll let you take it.
Didn't Cool Hard Logic say non-stop?
Non-stop flight, and he skipped over the entire section about the whole discrepancy of it's entirely over the ocean. There is no land.
I'm pretty sure that Core Logic meant non-stop. And thus, for you to bitch about it, comparing it to flights with stops is incredibly dishonest. I listen, I understand that flat earthers fly. It's just what flat earthers do. But dude, you have got to get better at it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, you know, they're so accustomed to making sure that they don't fly too close to the sun because all of their wings are made of wax.
Oh, of course.
Ah, indeed. Okay.
I like this flat Earth.
So that
map
brings
he's
us back
using
to
right
the
now,
question.
though, to prove his point.
Yeah. Well,
Look at how ridiculously big Australia and Africa are. I mean, come on.
Just to point out something I said earlier, they now deny the AE map, but they'll use it in demonstrations, which is exactly what he just did.
So he shouldn't really be bitching about it when we're using it to ram it up his ass.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, the hypocrisy level is gotten so high, it's just insane now.
Yeah, but we can call that now the jism syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting new vocabulary this show too. Nice.
What is that? He's got too much jism in him?
Oh my.
Kind of.
Oh my.
I don't know, but they need to make a shot for that.
Moving on.
Moving
What
on.
about direct flight Qantas Flight 63? Is it real? And where is it going? What flight path is it actually taking? Now, I've looked up videos of people supposedly taking this flight because I've never taken this flight personally, and I don't know anyone who's taken it. So when I watch videos of people taking the flight,
incredulity.
on their display on the video, it shows that they're flying next to Antarctica. And then when the people are looking out the window, they're seeing ice, and they're saying that that's Antarctica. And then on the flight path shown by Cool Hard Logic, they're nowhere near Antarctica. And even when you look up the flight path on Google Earth, the shortest distance isn't anywhere near Antarctica. So my question is, when I watch these videos of people supposedly taking this flight, why are we looking at ice? Are
Hold
they
on.
flying that
Pause that.
Okay.
I'd really like to link to that actual video, see if it's a actual flight or if that's something he's added to the top.
All right. I will make sure to provide said link.
No, the link from the video he's just actually showing in his video.
Oh, all right.
In other words, I'd like to see him cite his source on that.
I also want to point out that Antarctica has a question mark, so there's no guarantee that what they're actually looking at is actually Antarctica.
That is true. Yeah, I can't. All right, can't read that. Okay.
I wanted to state real quick. This actually goes back to Jeranism's video last week of
the laser beam.
Oh God, no! Fuck the lightsaber.
Yeah, that's one of those drink moments I wish I would have been.
When you're up really high and you're looking really far, perspective. One more time, a flat earther just refuses to acknowledge perspective when perspective is their argument.
Indeed. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue. Let's continue with this.
Absolutely. Let us go. We're closing in on it. I'm okay. Here we go.
Close to Antarctica? And if so, why? So here's the graphic of Google Earth that Cool Hard Logic showed when he was talking about the direct flight path from Sydney to Johannesburg. And then when you watch the videos of people supposedly taking this flight, they say that they're flying over Antarctica and they're looking at ice out the window. But the flight path is nowhere near Antarctica on the graphic. So something fishy is going on with this flight.
Well, wait, this is a Google Earth representation of the most direct path. How does this obligate?
That's why I wanted to see the source.
So what happens when there's a typhoon in the middle of the Pacific and the flight has to be diverted?
Indeed. Sean?
Well, that's why I actually wanted to see the source of the video that he got that from, because Qantas also does Antarctica flights, and I think he might be pulling that video from that site.
So essentially it would be a totally different flight for a totally different purpose going to a totally different destination, yet he's conflating the two.
You're not suggesting dishonesty, are you?
No, because Qantas does do Antarctica tours where they'll actually partially circumnavigate it and then go to South America. or either South America or Africa, depending on which one they want to go to, which way you want to go around Antarctica. Those flights are expensive as hell because they use up so much fuel. But yeah, they've got one flight that'll go west around Antarctica. They got one that'll go east around Antarctica. They've got one that'll actually traverse halfway across it and then come back. They have all kinds of tours that they do. And I'm wondering if that video is from one of those tours.
Well, why wouldn't they just refuel at one of the 10,000, aircraft carriers?
All right, here we go.
Flight, folks, and I just can't put my finger on it. So my 3 questions are, is Flight 63 real?
Yes.
And if Flight 63 is real, then why does it fly over or near Antarctica?
Some of them are Antarctic
and then
tours.
Finally,
great
could
circle
Australia be in a different spot than where we think it is?
No.
No.
And maybe even a 4th question.
Well, it will be at some point.
Would a plane possibly fly down further to Antarctica to possibly catch a strong tailwind of Antarctic wind so the plane could then fly faster than usual?
Get your head out of
I
your
don't
ass, bro.
know. I don't know the answer to any of these questions, as I have not taken this flight personally, and I don't know anyone who I trust.
He also
who's
needs to take into consideration season, because when it's winter down in Antarctica, the ice sheets do extend. They're not fixed.
Yeah, I was just about to say I've been doing my random Google searches, and the ice gets decently close to Australia. I might say enough for them to actually see the ice from Antarctica if their flight was diverted by a storm. So it doesn't really change.
Now
you can't argue with stupid.
Keep in mind that most of these trips down that go that kind of distance, they usually fly a lot higher than flying over America. They usually get about 45,000 feet, which means distance that you can see over the horizon is huge. I mean, it's like 200 and some odd miles minimum is your line of sight. So yeah, I mean, if this flight's in the winter in the southern hemisphere, then yeah, the ice sheets could be extended out farther than what the maps are currently showing, which would allow them to be seen.
Agreed. There we go. We're closing in on it, folks.
In this flight either. And guess what? Cool Hard Logic hasn't taken this flight either. Otherwise, he would have included video of himself taking it. But then again, he would have had to have shown his face. And we all know he's too chicken shit to do that.
The people who taking this video did not have to show their face, so that argument isn't valid, period.
Yeah, I mean, did the people making that video show their face? No.
I gotta ask, is the showing your face the whole reason why I've never seen anyone try and bust Curious Droid's balls? Because that dude puts himself out there like there's no tomorrow.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I would, but I am not photogenic and I don't have a webcam.
And also, no one wants to see my face unless
we like to keep our monitors intact, Red.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't show my face either, but I'm saying Curious Droid, he puts himself out there. He has no problem putting himself out there, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone contest his videos in the Flat Earth or Yecker
that's because
of the internet.
That's because they can't do the straw man of saying, well, show your face, give us your real name.
I see.
And also, I'm doing it because my face is illegal in 17 U.S. states.
All right. Here we go.
And conclude that Earth must be flat because they can't feel the plane flying down, they should, by the same pathetic reasoning, expect a plane flying west to be constantly banking to the right to maintain a westerly course. And remember, the further north the aircraft is, the more pronounced that bank is going to have to be, because the tighter the arc is going to be.
And yet another false claim. That seems to be your MO. No, planes wouldn't have to constantly bank right and left because they fly straight from airport to airport. Now I know earlier in the video you said planes aren't allowed to fly straight because of reasons. Well, actually...
But did he say planes were not... I heard nothing of this.
Okay, that was flight delay.
but the reason is because it's more efficient sometimes to follow the curve of the Earth than go straight over
Not only did oh my god, this guy needs to go through ground school and at least learn how to fly a fucking Cessna. For the love of God, yeah, you. Oh,
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, you want this person in the air over you. That's what you're saying. I think you might want to rethink that.
No.
You might want to.
I've worked in enough airports with research pilots testing weird shit. I don't want a fucking nincompoop.
All right, how about a flight simulator?
It's like that guy, I think it was in San Francisco, just dropped a bunch of weather balloons to a lawn chair and went up in the air. I mean, I think we should just do that to that guy and don't give him a way down.
Can we just duct tape him to the outside of the aircraft?
Maybe we could let him keep his pellet gun.
duct tape him to the end of the jet and see what happens.
I still can't believe he tried to use a BB gun to mimic freighters on the moon.
Genius.
I debunked your flawed logic behind those reasons. So, planes are allowed to fly straight from airport to airport, because that's what they do.
Okay, I think the point that was being made is if a plane is going to continue to fly straight west, it would need to bank.
Yes.
He was not making a reference of going airport to airport. If you need to go straight west, you can't go straight west. You have to go curved west. You're arguing against something that the point he was not making. Sounds like another straw man to me.
Another way to put it is if the plane wants to maintain a westerly direction throughout its entire flight, it has to constantly turn to the right to do it on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The third dimension.
All right, we're moving.
Us flat earthers do say, and I will give you credit for this is the only thing you've gotten right. Flat earthers do say that the plane should have to dip the tip of the nose downward to adjust for curvature if we're flying over a globe. Now, you sidestepped this argument, and you never actually addressed this argument or answered it at all, and you said by the same pathetic logic that we should also have to bank right and left constantly. Well, it's not the same logic. Because if the Earth is constantly curving downward, the plane should have to constantly be tipping the nose downward.
All right. Do we need to say it again? We've assaulted this crap before.
I got the best way to say this.
All right.
Flat Earth asshole. Go back to his other videos. He made a video specifically for the downward curve bullshit. He just didn't want to address it again in this video.
Why should he, being that he already did in another video?
Yeah, he's got a video dedicated to that. This video is dedicated to just talking about the flat Earth claims and showing that they're bullcrap. So if you want to find out why he didn't address it at all, look at his previous videos. It was addressed.
It was addressed by many people. It was addressed by us.
Yeah, don't you remember that nice old man with the weird globe and the banjo?
Yeah, Glenn Hall.
All right.
Oh boy, his Raggedy Andy and his Spitfire.
Also, Wolfie has been shoving that up the asses of many flat tards, being that he actually flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Glenn Hall is quite painful to to watch.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it here.
For a grown adult.
How much time we got left on this video?
Actually, like I said, we're closing in on it. We got about let's see, we're at 37:58. We got to. It's only a 45-minute video. We're not doing too bad. As long as
you know the rule of flat tards, the last 5 minutes are the worst.
They do pack in the stupid near the end. And you know what's the weird part?
They really do. And let's get through this because I got a rocket launch to see and I want to be somewhat awake for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here we go.
To adjust for such curvature, and they don't. So it's not the same logic at all to assume that they should bank constantly right or left when they're actually flying in straight lines from airport to airport. So I think this is it for you, Mr. Cool Hard Logic. I don't think you've provided not one single shred of real proof of a globe.
But what we did all learn today was that maps can be fudged, distances can be fudged.
Hold on, just stop for a second. Did he just go to the bathroom?
It was either change a microphone or change a room. problems.
He is the flat Earth asshole. I mean, come on.
I mean, he just got this really bad echo. He's got to be in a bathroom.
There's some tile involved, definitely.
Flight times can be fudged. Flight speeds can be fudged. But you know what can't be fudged? The flat Earth truth.
What the?
What
the
now?
flat Earth what?
Flat Earth truth. The truth. What now? What is going on now?
The truth I doesn't understand what the fuck he's talking about.
Angel show.
Oh, we better watch out. He's serious.
This is creeping me out. This is creeping me out right now.
See this face?
Yeah?
It's mine.
Yeah?
Don't give a shit.
My name isn't Flat Earth Asshole, it's Jake Gibson.
Hi, Jake.
Don't care.
Good for you.
Here's my
Don't fucking
base.
care.
Jake, this
My name's
see this?
Andy.
This is
Hey,
really
come
Buster's
on.
What
ass.
the fuck's your point?
This is
Let's hear
is
it.
Buster. He's a real pug. And this is his ass. Here you go.
My name is Jake Gibson. Where's yours?
Where's
Your
yours?
face.
Where's yours?
Where's your name?
Does he not English?
On his driver's
It's
license.
what's yours. What's
Highly
yours?
strange a man needs to defend the globe anonymously because it's so dangerous to defend the globe, right?
Oh,
Actually-
yeah, with you fuckheads, yeah, it actually is.
It
Well,
does
for you
get
at least.
It does get dangerous when you don't want these weirdos infringing on your everyday life. Yes, yes, it does.
I mean, do I go back to the bullshit that Astronomy Live is currently dealing with?
I was trying to leave his name directly out of it, but yeah,
Oh, he already mentioned it in his videos, so there's no point.
he's catching some serious shit because he got doxxed.
Yes.
I looked up Jake Gibson on Google Images, and not one of these people looks like Flat Earth Asshole.
He's Jake Gibson. I've got his phone number and shit like that.
Oh,
I haven't dared to call it because it might be an old one. He lives not too far from me, and oh golly gee willikers, would I'd love to go catch it one of his shows.
Okay, are you sure you didn't call it because it might be the current one? Because that would be a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be worse for me if I was calling it thinking I wasn't actually gonna get him, and Jakey Poo answered.
I mean, just him picking up is not so bad, but there are risks involved. He might speak.
Yeah.
No, I got it from a totally. I mean, because he does kind of dox himself. I did a little digging and got it from a completely separate site away from all the flat Earth stuff. It was a website where he's promoting his band. So,
if I can offer a suggestion, if you ever do decide to call it, star 67 first.
Yeah, might be handy. All
Either
right,
that, or you could get a fake number on Skype.
that would work. All right, let's let him continue to creep us out. Maybe this is the end. Maybe he's not going to be any more stupid. Let's see.
You wouldn't want to give your name or your face away.
Okay, yep.
When you're doing such a dangerous job defending the globe.
Okay.
Is he doing an impersonation
Your
of Von
miserable
Elton?
attempt at cold-cocking us flat earthers has backfired in your face. I have
Not so much.
exposed your false claims. I took apart your flawed logic. I showed everybody you're not so cool.
Huh.
He called us not cool. I
know you
can't
didn't
deal
work
with that.
alone on this. I know there's a team of dudes watching this video right now.
He's right, son of a bitch. He can see us.
I think we just got called out.
Is he in my microwave? Hold on.
not the team he was thinking of.
Flat Earth Asshole is in my
Awesome.
microwave.
Oh my God, Jakey Poo wins the internet.
Fellas,
Made a
hello.
splash.
Hi.
You forgot to
Can't wait
include
for Ivanka to
one
find
thing.
out about that one.
Proof of a globe. You're gonna have to do more than poke at the AE map and have fun with your anonymous cartoon maker, Mr. Cool Hard Logic. You're gonna have to do more than that. You're gonna have to provide irrefutable, testable, verifiable proof of the globe. Because
Thank you,
guess
bitch.
what?
You already did that.
We're yet to
Already
see
did
that
it.
from you.
Been done.
We're yet to see anything but a cartoon from you, Mr. Cool Hard Logic.
Well, the HUD of a jet fighter is a good example.
I think so.
If this argument were to be even at this point, it's time I end it and I put you to sleep for good.
Don't commit suicide, please.
So far, Cool Hard Logic has presented zero evidence.
Okay, I bet he cuts off the end of this sentence, which is Cool Hard Logic, admittedly, has provided zero evidence that Flat Earth asshole can understand. I'll bet he's going to cut off the end of the sentence, which is that he can understand.
Of a spinning ball.
Yep, he did.
In an infinite space vacuum. So now the globetards will say, the burden is on you, Flat Earther, to prove that the Earth is flat. Not on us globetards to prove it's round. I'll take your burden.
If this guy wants to use the word infinite, I really want to know whether he knows.
Hold on, back up. I want to actually hear
or a left null.
I actually want to hear what he just said about showing proof of a flat Earth. He said he was going to take up the challenge.
All right, here we go.
You sleep for good. So far, Cool Hard Logic has presented zero
I jumped too far
evidence of a spinning ball in an infinite space vacuum.
It's a damn Guinness.
So now the globetards will say, the burden is on you, Flat Earther, to prove that the Earth is flat. Not on us globetards to prove it's round. I'll take your burden.
Okay.
This one's gonna hurt really bad. This is gonna be the knockout punch for you, Cool Hard Logic. And it's gonna be a devastating blow to the globe. This is one of the greatest flat Earth proofs I have ever seen.
We are waiting
for it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes?
You are about to see one of the biggest, baddest, ball-busting flat Earth proofs you will ever lay eyes on.
Okay.
Let's see it.
This is gonna be good.
Pucker up, punk.
Oh,
You
no.
won't get back up from this one.
Yeah! Wow.
Right.
I didn't know we were watching a PewDiePie video.
No, I thought it was Dragon Ball Z. Speaking of cartoons. Okay, everybody pay close attention. This is
What are we seeing? How is this proof of anything?
Okay.
Yeah, what the hell is he actually trying to demonstrate here?
Okay, stop. I can explain.
All right, please do.
All right. It took me a minute too. And this is so ridiculous. He's given a bunch of data points for us to, I guess, grasp on our own, because he never really formalizes it. And this is pretty much the end of the video. It just runs out through this little series of pictures that he shows.
Oh.
And, he's given us data points, and he uses Metabunk to try to show that this stadium in Toronto shouldn't be visible. And I actually think, because I caught this video right after it was posted.
Oh, okay.
I have a timestamped screenshot to prove it, where I debunked this shit. But of course, it's never visible on his comment section. But I can share it with you guys.
Can I just say, let me just say this: Drainers and Flat Wrong Part 3. I already debunked this shit too, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
if you're gonna give me this supposed knockout punch, please don't give me shit that I debunked over a fucking year and a half ago.
Yeah, he says that the stadium, right? They give the heights for it and all that kind of crap. What they failed on was this simple arithmetic. If you take in the all of the stuff and just plug in the numbers, it's actually only like 8 feet that's hidden by the curve of that stadium in question.
So
let me guess, it's because he didn't factor in the altitude of the observer.
Actually, that was a factor in. I think what they forgot to factor in, which they did show, was the height of Toronto off of sea level anyways.
That'll do it.
And the refracted hidden amount, which of course is going to take a factor across 30 miles of open.
Okay, I have a question for you then. Are you telling me that you successfully sat through this crap now twice? Is that what you're telling me? Because you just said you saw this. You've survived this crap twice?
It was funner with you guys.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying...
Reparations shall be paid, brave soldier.
I'm just saying you watched this twice, and yet you still speak like a sane person.
You know that Jakey Poo is my arch nemesis, so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but still, sitting through this 45 minutes of this crap twice, You know what, Sean? You're gonna have to split your internet with Sign. I'm afraid.
I'll give him a third of the points.
All right, Sign. Is that good enough?
I'll take it.
All right, and congratulations on remaining sane with seeing this crap twice. All right, let's let him get.
That I'm not saying, but
even giving him a third of the points, I have to take away half of those because he voluntarily did it twice.
I didn't know what was happening tonight until it was already happening. So
that's no excuse. And
I do not disclose these.
I get a fifth of that third back.
All right.
Can I just ask for the people who actually watch this steaming pile of garbage? So he's just going to play some overly dramatic music, show a bunch of pictures, not do the math right, and that's how he's going to end it?
Something like that.
All right, good. In that case, I might as well just call it a night right now, because I'm going to go to bed right now and think of happier times. Me and Cape Canaveral watching a Delta IV making flat earthers incredibly butthurt.
All right, we're expect. Oh wait, all right. If you're going to split now, all right, everybody, we should let him do his shameless plug now. Then, since he's going, Red, tell everybody how wonderful you are, because I know it's shocking. There may be some people who don't know how to get to your channel and all that. Tell everybody how great you are, please.
Oh God, how great I am!
He's great. Done. Bye. Red.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, about that. Okay, so if you want to see the garbage that I put on this website of YouTube, then you can type in Red's Rhetoric, and you can also find me on Twitter. I go there sometimes, and mainly you can find me on G+, where I post a bunch of random shit. But tomorrow I will be posting a video of the Delta IV lifting off, filmed with two P900 cameras, GoPros, Lumixes, which people will just claim as CGI. And then after that, I will be posting more Hangout videos over the next week, being that I have a week off, where I shove demonstrably false bullshit videos up the asses of those that made them. So yeah, look forward to that. And in that case, have a good night, everybody.
Hey, right. Reds, before you go, I just figure I should say this, because the last 3 times that I've been in the Hangout with you, and you were going to take pictures of an awesome launch, and we're making us all extremely jealous, as you are now. They all got canceled on you.
Yes, they did.
So
although
I'm just voicing it now to maybe break that stream of luck, since I'm here and you're trying to make me jealous, and I'm trying not to rain on your parade so much. So
look, I
have a good viewing.
All I'm saying is that I have threatened the right people.
Okay.
Right on.
All right, peace out.
I look forward to the footage.
Bye, Red.
Thanks for joining us, Red.
Wonderful night.
Night, Red.
All right, let's go through the last 3 minutes of this crap. Here we go. It is awfully dramatic tunes.
Why do I feel like this guy's eating mushrooms?
Because he does.
Actually, I
Stop
didn't.
Mushrooms. Matt, we've been over this.
We can clearly see the Rogers Center from 30 miles away, and the Rogers Center is only 282 feet tall. I want to thank Jenna Fredo for performing this experiment. You debunked the globe, Jenna.
Don't
Congratulations.
We only see the top of the Rogers Center.
All right, well.
Didn't hear that. What'd you say there, Tao?
We only see the top of the Rogers Center. We didn't see we don't see the entrance.
Don't see the entrance. Don't see cars driving on the street.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Flat Earth asshole. Signing out.
Okay, sign out.
Thank God.
Off you go. Off you go. Thanks for joining us. Kind of creepy how he knew we were watching, though, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Till next time.
I'm proud of us. Made a flash in the Flat Earth asshole retardation spectrum.
Really? The Back to the Future theme?
Flat Earth has never won. What the fuck is this guy even talking about?
Actually,
sorry, I've been cursing up a storm, and I was supposed to get all those F-bombs out earlier.
There were a lot of drink moments tonight, so it's certainly excused. Do not even worry about it. Now, the odd thing is, I assume, first off, this was a 45-minute video, which is, not that long. Secondly, most of Flat Earth Asshole's points in the past times we've addressed them have gone by fairly quickly. I assumed this was going to not even meet the usual 2-hour limit, where if things aren't really flowing, we cut it. I thought there was going to be a gap. I actually have queued up. I had, in case this one ran short, I had queued up. Who was that? Oh Jesus, I can't remember. Who was the red-haired young lady from 2 weeks ago?
Orphan
Red.
Orphan Red. All I could think of after all the freaking Guinness was Rose Red. But no, that's a haunted house. That was a really, really long movie. That's what that was. So
Well,
yeah.
to be fair, Side Strike, you did have me and Red in here, so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of drink moments.
You guys don't miss much, and actually, I am embarrassed that heads-up display escaped my notice. I don't know. Perhaps I was dulled by either his foolishness or the Guinness, but that escaped me entirely. I congratulate you on catching that. It was only up for a couple of seconds there. Nicely
I don't miss
done.
a beat.
Apparently. All right. Well, we're way over what we try to keep to the 2 hours. So, what do you think? Should we bring on the St. Patrick's Day pug? Oh, what the hell am I doing? No, certainly not. It is time for shameless plugs.
Gotta have shameless plugs.
Shameless
I
plugs.
thought we're gonna see angels.
I
thought we were
have no
a
angels.
refresher course on a psychic
Or unicorns.
I have not. You want unicorns?
Yes.
At least Orphan Red would be a
This was.
Dude.
I never thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
I never thought I was going to be using that link ever again. That was just to make fun of the woman that was pitching
You
unicorns in a
underestimated the
Bible.
appeal of pink unicorns.
So it seemed.
Were you able to adjust it so that MMA doesn't call us out on the 2 unicorns on the rainbow again?
No, that would be an insult.
2 rainbows.
That would be an insult to the original artistry, which, I mean, you can tell this is like Van Gogh here.
Understandable.
We certainly don't want to do anything about that. Anyway, so on that note, shall we proceed to the shameless plugs? What do you guys think?
The shameless pugs?
Shameless plugs. That's where everybody tells the audience how great you are. And we'd, of course, start with Andy. Andy.
I'm always at the top of the list.
All right, Andy, tell everybody how wonderful you are and what you do and all that kind of thing.
I'm pretty gosh darn awesome, I think.
That's what we think.
Obviously, for anyone that joined in at the beginning of the movie night, I'm in the midst of a fairly painstaking telescope build right now. Working on the mount. Should actually start working on the mold for the body of the actual telescope here shortly. Just actually teamed up with a scientific glass blowing company of all things to cast the mirror blank for me, so that saves me the trouble of screwing that up horrifically like I've done in the past a lot.
Is it a blank that you're going to have to grind? You're gonna
Oh
grind,
yeah, I'm
you're
grind.
gonna-
I grind all my blanks.
That is pretty impressive. I've never ground a mirror.
It's a long, long story. It started years and years ago when I was trying to get into material sciences. I thought it would be a fallback when I found out I really wasn't smart enough to be a physicist, and found out yet again I wasn't even smart enough to be a material science major. And yay, I make robots instead.
Nice. Oh, I dig robotics. And I found the pun of the night in the Sign found it first. Sign found it first. Jason, everybody take a look at the public chat. Time for shameless plugs in honor of St. Patrick's Day. It's Shameless plugs. Nice.
Shameless plugs.
Nicely
Nice.
done. All right. And
yeah, so it's a long story going back a long many years. I once upon a time converted a metallurgical lapidary machine with my dad into the optical lapidary machine, and I've been experimenting with grinding mirrors for 18 years. Most are not successful. I'm not an optician. I hit and miss, but it's a lot of fun and I enjoy it, and that's pretty much what I've been doing as of late.
There we go.
You can find me on G Plus with my name, like I said earlier with the 45 comment. Yes, this is my name. I'm not ashamed to hide it. I'm easy to find. Just look for my name on G Plus. I'm also on Twitter now, thanks to this group, actually. And yeah, just basically post updates to telescope builds.
There we go. We're going to be expecting some updates on your project when it is actually put into use, if you don't mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice. All right. Very good. All right, Sean, tell everybody how cool you are and what you do and whatnot.
Oh, I'm freaking awesome, and I spend most of my time finding very cheap ways to disprove the flat Earth.
A laudable ambition, I have to say. All right. Very good.
That's as far as I can plug myself.
All right, very good. And let's see. All right, Sign, tell everybody how cool you are.
I'm more awesomer. And if you look in a dictionary, there's a picture of my face right next to awesome. Unless you're not looking at an outdated version and you have an updated publication, then you're going to see, of course, a picture of our lovely host, Sai, who's now the new face of awesome.
I think I have some tissue around here. Here you go. You might need to wipe some of that poop off your mouth.
Oh, I was going to say to wipe the blush off of Sai's face, but he's blushing after that. You know he is. No, but I don't know. If you like video game or movie music, I try to do that stuff. It's on my channel. It's completely fee-free too. So
there you
enjoy.
Go. All right, thank you. All right, Tao Seti Alpha, you want to tell us how cool you are, please? As if anybody doesn't know how cool you are, but tell us anyway.
You know why we're here.
Well, like Sign used to say, I love to design stuff and things. I have a channel dedicated to the finest mind of the flat Earth, showing them how stupid they are. And I invite you all to go watch those videos.
Indeed we have, and indeed we shall.
Andy, are you watching Netflix?
I don't remember. Do you remember?
What is?
Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic. My bad.
Not a problem there, young fella.
Oh.
And no, I'm not watching Netflix. I'm Serenity.
I thought you were watching porn from that inspirational music we had earlier.
I'm just, Amanda tapping.
You want to tap Amanda?
Tapping.
All right, we've mostly avoided the bad puns.
All right, I'll mute myself now. My bad.
Not a problem. We're all good. All right, who's next? Perry, you're up.
Okay. I wouldn't describe myself as great. I do have a YouTube channel.
Tell us about it.
It's shite, as the Irish would say. But it is Pensonberry. I run it with a friend, and we make shitty videos that are poorly edited and have basically me trying to method act a heroin addict. That's in one of the recent ones. And I play with drills. I also stream on a Twitch channel that's 64 stack diamonds. I made it in 2011. I know it references Minecraft. I don't give a shit. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And okay, we got Red and Dev. Dev had to back out. I think he was still in the public chat there for a little bit. I hope he's still listening.
Hold on. There was one thing I found.
What's
I put
that?
it in the chat, but I don't think anyone saw it or they didn't care. I put in. I made you a new banner for YouTube because I wanted to and I was bored. And I tried to put it in the public chat, but I can't link to Imgur, so I don't know how to do that. But that is in the public chat if you want to do that somehow.
Okay.
Or not the public chat, the Hangout chat.
Oh, the Hangout chat. Take a look in here.
What?
And there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Good.
and in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, I wrote a little limerick for my good friend Tal.
Okay.
And it goes something like this. I once knew a man named Tal City Alpha, who every time he opened his mouth, he sounded. Oh, damn it! I fucked that up.
Start again.
I fucked it.
Jesus.
It's gone.
We heard nothing. If you want to start again.
I knew a man named Tal City Alpha. He opened his mouth. No, I fucked it up again. Forget it. Too much drinking.
All right.
I'll post it.
All right, I'll interject and hopefully maybe you'll be able to regain your track. I screwed up.
I can do
sorry.
the.
I said I was watching Serenity. I meant Sanctuary. My bad.
Okay.
Amanda Tapping is not in Serenity. She's in Sanctuary.
Okay.
I hereby return all my internet points for the night.
I can do the goalie from Slapshot if you want.
With a mistake like that, Andy, no Amanda Tapping for you.
Damn
Harsh consequences.
Okay, what about 7 of 9? Okay.
Oh, tapping that.
No one gets to take 7 of 9 away.
No. That's good. All right. That being the case.
I mean, come on.
Dax is better.
Pon far, man. Pon
Really?
Far.
Really? 7 of 9 you didn't think was kind of the pinnacle?
Yeah, but Dax is smarter.
Oh, yeah, but I like the attitude. 7 of 9 has a really...
Dax is an old lady. She
Well,
literally
no,
had
technically Dax
she
used to be
literally had
You're not old.
13 she had 13 people inside of her.
Just think about that for a second. Dax used to be
She
several
was
men.
inside 13 people.
Yes, that is true.
Little too loose for me, I think.
Doesn't
You
that
don't
make
like
her...
women with experience?
Doesn't that make her old? All right, sorry.
Pretty damn close.
Whoa.
Damn similar.
Is that trans? That's trans something. I don't know. We'll have to get the SJWs to confirm
Trans
on that one.
sci-fi.
Trans-cypherism.
Could very well be. All right. That being the case, if no one has any objections, it is probably pretty much time to bring on the pug. Everybody good with that?
No objections.
No objection. All right. Good night, all.
Good night.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Everybody who was kind enough to watch and comment. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well. And that being the case, here comes the pug. With shamrocks.
What a festive edition.
Isn't it? You should see our Christmas show.
Did you just have a Christmas hat on?
Something like that. But it's bright red, so it's exciting. Night, everybody. How come Emma never says goodnight to me? Never a goodnight sigh. Goodnight to everybody else.
You're part of both.
Bonsoir. Good night, everyone. Simon, you were something poetry about me? You wrote it on the Hangout late on the evening.
All right, I got one more bottle of Guinness. Somebody call drink.
Drink.
Thank you. Best part of the song.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, here it comes. It's the best part. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, V-Borg.
Hope everybody's doing the Irish thing.